Before I go on, let me postulate from the Frantz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. money and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia nunan torum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe dei.
So when you come, kokoda. So we shall know when you come to a coalition center. Na kobo electoral commission for home by the MIA. So when you come, kokoda. So we shall know when you come to a coalition center. Na kobo electoral commission for home by the MIA.
And your name is very fascinating. How do you pronounce it? Say it again.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Like Kev in.
I think I got it. Kevin.
Kev in.
We will get it. Don't worry. Your name is very fascinating. How do you pronounce it? Say it again.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Like Kev in.
I think I got it. Kevin.
Kev in.
We will get it. Don't worry.
Okusi no wabua bone why no say son last man standing be chichinitary we dienkwa Okusi no wabua bone why no say son last man standing be chichinitary we dienkwa Okusi no wabua bone why no say son last man standing be chichinitary we dienkwa Okusi no wabua bone why no say son last man standing be Okusi no wabua bone why Okusi no wabua bone why no Okusi no wabua bone why Okusi no wabua bone why no Okusi no wabua bone why no say son last man standing be chichinitary we dienkwa Okusi no wabua bone why no say son last man standing be chichinitary we dienkwa.
But you must feel really proud.
Actually, I'm greatly honored. The Almighty God has done me a tremendous honor. Today is historic. It's a victory for all the teachers in Prempeh College because over the past years, teachers in Prempeh College have been teaching students of other parents. So today, the Almighty God is crowning our effort. It's a victory to all the teachers and all the teachers in Prempeh College and all the teachers in Ghana.
I don't want peace. I want problems always. 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 I don't want peace. I want problems always.
My Lord, it's me. Sorry, my Lord, it's I. It's I. It's I, Lawyer Kutajmi. Please, my Lord, can you give me a time explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my Lord. Yes, please, my Lord. My Lord, it's me. Sorry, my Lord, it's I. It's I. It's I, Lawyer Kutajmi. Please, my Lord, can you give me a time explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my Lord. Yes, please, my Lord.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to the show. We have started the show. So straight to the topics of the day. We don't have anything to say. We are going straight to the topic. If you are not here, we have started. Thank you very much. It's exactly 8:28. We have started the show. Any breso, we don't have time to be wasting and dwelling on unnecessary things. So we have started the show. We are live on TV, Facebook, YouTube, radio, and every platform around the world. We are watching. Everybody's watching. So thank you very much. So we are going to discuss a lot of things today. Very, very important things about Ghana, about important things that built the nation. Things that, you know, they are more interesting and people want to hear about. And today people want to hear about how the nation is being governed and the good things that Mother Ghana is getting out of this NDC government. All right, let me say hello to Noah Alawiye on YouTube. Good evening to Gada Solomon this evening. Good evening to Omo Mushe Ghana for Sebio Majun Mudaho. My imagine say focus na we focus tonight we are live on Facebook. On Facebook, our Facebook page is two official Facebook pages with Audio Respect page and also Loud Silence TV page. So 2 Facebook pages. And yes, our live YouTube. On YouTube, no, you Loud Silence TV. Loud Silence TV. We are live on Loud Silence TV tonight. You're also live on TikTok. TikTok you Kevin Taylor _WADR. Kevin Taylor _WADR. We are also live on TV right now, multi TV, any digital TV. We are live tonight on it. Ghana hun 17 yabetina ha. In sama sebio yempenifo ene ye nananom yempenifo a sebio omomuko O levels. A-levels, omo tete exams SS in seven shada no, omo shada nimu no, omo na ende any omudin komo, in penifo Omoko O level, A level, K level. Oma says almost starting school na mumun kwara be bring school no. Inti your focus O level, A level ni ade. Your focus shada ni SS so any ade. Inti you break topic ni there. Topics the also. We are dwelling on special prosecutor and in some of the in there and the lies and all that. Inti mamenka preseke film. Hey, Edio. Na me first time just am for film you, but and then I'm going to am for film me can me nyakopon. Uhumizano. First time you say, oh, a man for a monocoba, or mamufi, oh, obia don. And a being to sani pan donipa. Now, boys in your boys, she says, one more nyanda wa boys bit myself life. Yeah. Also, depending on what, dear yapa, we as say, the patietia esro. Ya fucking. Adeba kwa ya a chadi pansum, and the patietia. Say, obio itia. Sebio ebitetia de be nice na ni patietia esro just a ocean or form na ono wasa to a boy na wapagya ni tia or show na osre and say ocean ni patietia ono ebi akra karoko na bibi nti hey rade nipa ko hu bibi on start show them free but all the same ochina bonfire ne koso e wo Presec you hear every single person to show up at Presec tomorrow, especially every other day emergency meeting tomorrow asemesi Intiwa when you so be and you have to be there tomorrow. Ochina 31st. Obia Asia Presec campus. I was see a dinkomo. In commodity will see a DB because as a because Yamabi was saying in Asia the emails and the text messages I don't think say boys your best kind of come as you to me. So we really need everybody to be out tomorrow. We all need to make it to a campus. We are having inter-houses meeting. We will be having inter-houses meeting. We'll be having the general meeting at the assembly hall. We'll be having the past prefects, space for we'll be having caucus meeting. We need to correct things. I'll see a tenant in your maybe. I'll send you maybe your tenant in your maybe because your BP or so and the uncanny. Dear, you crash was what number a crack and you no school jum. A crack and you or no school si jum. Na a crack and you to me phone or say, my man said we come back because you say quiz quiz no Presec film. Na a crack and you or no school si jum no send me a day way. I mean, what I can say is, Nasi, also Nasi, see nipa na or this annual to a video where I say. Nasi, nipa bia, measure nipa. In fact, video way, a Coleman send me. So, over sooner, you can sue Coleman, say, open nipa or this annual to video, sue Coleman. Ono, or a theatre or Sako school, Jom, Accra Academy. Onebola re mu no mkosa school no edwom no school si ma me fo ne park ko bi omo park momone ne ade ye park na bro so a ne ade aka na betwe akraka fo wo ho ono send me video ka chem say presec film na see they are using your video without telling you your song without telling you so now see you need to sue and I'll help so now see the person who sent this to me is Coleman. Ghana, my friend, Wembley, no, I'm Ghana now, or nice, AstroTurf, no, you have AstroTurf, even 20. The budget to AstroTurf, Saga, no, and Cranny, on the video, no, or the offer, sa video where I had a present for your bonum, yeah, bomb pie, afraid, Yameno, and or the unium Twitch, it is Sue Coleman. Sue him. The disrespect is too much. But, I mention the genesis of this exit, because Yan Chechima. Nipa bibeji and Risi Boniaka say, oh, ebia Presec for no more mini trophy no, omo person ye bibia winnie Presec number 1. Oba Manchester, Oba Ghana schools Manchester ne Presec. Inti Oba Spain so anka Manchester ne de Barca. I rather for the here. Inti Sibia man for kasa because school be film. Hey, Presec film. The reason is at the beginning of the year, no nyanya letter every the World International Quiz Organization, WIQA. And almost send a letter break. Can say the World International Quiz Organization, and association. 2002, the association organization, World International Quiz Organization, WIQO. January, you receive a letter, and I'm say, there's this new quiz Basso. It's got to do with schools that have excelled in competitions locally in their respective countries. And now the world has come together. In fact, we are say world leaders by number one say they needed to put something together called the World International Quiz, the Champion of Champions. Into January, and then can't letter no. So it might be difficult for us to choose between domestic league and that's a domestic competition to say national science and math quiz yajiama obinji bibia no and yes consider the international quiz we are say the most intelligent schools in Europe together. So these two letters were on our table. In fact, the good thing is we are a school selective when it comes to adibia has got to do with the addition because we always want to leave a footprint and now mark be for people to follow. That is why when they come to Ghana, a back quiz near the other day, we top it. Regional, national, we have been winning it. And everybody knows, say, baby, you win, could do no. School be 20, 100 years, to be I think January 22nd, and let me check. January 22nd or 23rd, and I received email to say, we have been invited, Presec has been invited to the World International Quiz show. Japan. Yeah, Japan. Yes, this is the email. We officially invite Presec, maybe, because it's been around. Because I'm part of the International Quiz Organization. Warmly invite Presec Legon to our maiden international world-class super championship quiz. It's a email ni buy no, and you receive my school. So we were supposed to choose between international and domestic. And already we had committed to National Science and Math Quiz because Yempese Ombeka say Yenya Ebia Travis winning Yebu Ghana Nimti. I would say Obieni Ewo San. So we decided to go. Our best boys went. Now I won't say your enthusiasm, our focus part right now is on the international quiz. But when we needed to be there, into Osha. So your point to come to BT and at 1 point because you will say you're here, but you're here. You're here. I didn't hear, but you're here. If you say the maiden one about the World International Quiz Organization, and we are the first timer, by organizing we are see. And if we are the president in Baho, our concentrate, we are learning internationally and we are learning domestically. Imagine the pressure on our guys to sit there and be concentrating locally and also looking ahead internationally. Now Amana very dicey amaye. So the boys, they did their best. In fact, School B Krapa and Komeka said they don't want to be part of it because we have a bigger vision. And School B we need to say because okay, there's a next thing be or School B we need 7 and 8 and more. But right now, School B and Ben Ekurase prempemone eye botwemu gay school no nya omo nyina omo ben ye nti we saw say Ogasco mu ne eye disco mu tole in poano ne ade omo wifo nti omo ben ye nti we saw say okay, it's good. We make I say me cheche mo ya che ma me board tougher. Let me summarize nana me chia 247 to PZ for me chia mo I say me ka say I say me ya kasa che I because I lawyer ma some ya lawyer who dey intervene lawyer intervene.
My lord, it's me. Sorry, my lord, it's I. It's I, Lawyer Nkutajimi. Please, my lord, can you give me a time I explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my lord. Yes, please, my lord.
So in Chechemni, it's an old case. So we know people are excited, but we are looking at the bigger picture. It's either AFCON or World Cup. And even a Black Stars choose here. We gave him option. World Cup or AFCON. Which one? I know to stop World Cup. That is how it works. You look at the options. It does not mean say AFCON or Waumbo. It's the same thing. It is either AFCON or World Cup. We have decided to choose the international quiz organization, World Cup. So, Mumpomu said the respect we gave this competition and represented. These are the same boys who are going to the World Cup. We believe in them. We trust them. The illuminative with the they are still seeing light. The concentration is there. It's one of those things. It is a Yejemuse Obisumfa. Nyanchra say ebia preseke film na nipa bebre kasa nsem bebre me wo fa asi high sense ni dem yi na ono bebu sam so wo fa na ayi did presek win ono wo fa ase no me wo fa ase no okoyi o eyi kumaka dabi okoyi wo fa ase ko school ben wo fa ase ono ko school ben oko Kumasi Anglican wi nko ba mo fa ase onum wi ono de wi de ono nsa onum wi on ye PS5 ni PS10 nko anope mo fa se okọ ekumaka wa anum wi owie no okọ university to no aben na no school for no dodo no wi no monom akumaka ni enim kumaka de bia bo pepa sheto wo fa se babusam se wo fa ai na presek luzi ya na eye kaseti a wo fa se na se nyame ewo eye quiz we mu. You don't even have to even come and say wo fa presek e wini ya na. Now Miss Obeso can be I say Obeso di asante kotoko play a team na tem. And so I can say na kotoko wini yana. And so first I say kotoko she sing. It's more fast require bibi menumbre me hu say enye obi na do me na ma tro me will. And I made maybe ahihye. But I'm thinking twice. Yeah. Me no ka say ma tro me will. But sa question am wo fa busa me wo fa did presec win no ama may consider you maybe what me will mu. Yeah because enye obi na do and enye obi aso na adwene say opeso oboa ma bibi koso ma and me bobo din by wo fa asefo no me wo be 2 and me wo be kakra ho ebi me start I to many because enye wo fa ase bia na sebio na adwene adwene pa bi ma so betumi uja bibi we chire betumi abo ho ban because utumi fa phone kan jam say wo fa did presec queen ade na ya me ya hey and the schools no mo share omo wini and krampo GSTS any GSTS omo carpenter no musia GSTS any carpenter GSTS the reason tell be a GSTS there carpentry into na be here mo ko check omo history GSTS a carpentry boys are there no mo ko GSTS omo ya de the technical skills omo no mo ko GSTS eye de na GSTS baby tie eno na ha me no enye say bia ade no school be to me and winning against the presec say you lose it sometimes but GSTS sa school no a technicals a intri a woman no ya de technical skills omo no mo ye a T square ni omo no mo ko GSTS inter de na GSTS ende omutumi ye film tomorrow every single or that year should represent at the bonfire in on campus. We all need to meet. We need me my Tom ticket we need to meet. I am flying down. I am coming. Girls now must support you emotionally at moments like these. OGs no Ebri girls for Marys for Wesley girls for na more nice girls am support here no Wesley musu free mo dem famra mbra munyina mombra mebo ye hear that emotional support. It is very, very important. It is very, very important. It's a roll call. Ochina, every other day in Accra, Ghana should make it to Presec. We all need to sit and have serious conversation. GSTS. Kwa wanyenye mpano no wanyenye. Wobuban wakonye mpano. GSTS wanye mpano. GSTS wanye mpano. What you say? Omni mpuano. Technical Jack. OSP so ba ya. The press conference no end that no. And also be for fracture. OSP press conference see on the net here.
2 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes.
When I work on 2 bashit, class 2 bashit where? Towel.
Towel.
I want the pink,
towel.
The price.
Towel.
The pure case.
Towel. 2 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes.
When I work on 2 bashit, class 2 bashit where? Towel.
Towel.
I want the pink,
towel.
the price.
Towel.
The pure case.
Towel. 2 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes.
When I work on 2 bashit, class 2 bashit where? Towel.
Towel.
I want the pink,
Ghana nankasa na ekuru ya meniji ho. Eti OSP say anobe you. Otam we oti 2 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes dada na OSP kuzi eja be kisi eja onka no kore. Adia OSP be na mabo akire no. 2 bashi 2 pelekes. Tawro 2 bashi 2 pelekes. Adia obeye ni press conference no and osabe for the same press conference no into 2 bashi 2 pelekes. Sadia kisibu ejabin be na mabo akire no press conference no ye no. And the Benya would say you ama Ghana for ehu. Kisia Jabe press conference no say
2 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes.
When I work on 2 bashit, class 2 bashit where? Towel.
Towel.
I want the pink,
towel.
the price.
Towel.
Then I shop no say be ma Lekki soap na me ho to me. Lekki, you see the church shop be ma because they selling expertise the oboa imbre bin confuse Lekki say edit matem wakase tia me on kaze tia mu jan life maro. And I can tell and the bull for na and a Lekki soap wakase tia Lekki soap kaze tia me. A mood swing. It also me be shop man na me ho to me. Now for the uncle a promotion mo bia me kasa the new 2 bashi 2 pelekes. Enti Lekki soap you see the who say ya there promotion. All right, now e dey na ekoso amente ya nipa bi cancer bi wie presec de no ye wie se presec anje amoso mo nkwaje mo amoye presec anje no mo so mo mi bia phone line say obi ambo the school din anka bebre mo mfre ye bia phone line say bo school din mo mfre I na presec efrim no mo amoso presec efrim mo nkwaje ne yenhwe Mr. P, Mr. S, Edian Ecoso, ekurasi prempeni sa omo mne mpoano sa nkofo no omo no omo de na akosi saying akosi saying se presek anje akoje se presek anje kone koje obia peso presek film na ohun so betima anje. That is what is happening in Ghana today. Schools no mo be obia any standard so presek na obia standard. Oh, if presek leaves the competition headmaster for nyina ne omo kasa sa na omo ka kire right now we are going, we know we can't win, but let's pray to God that Presec will leave. When Presec is kicked out, we are good. The omo nyina prempe mu nyanya ni na omo de nam. Prempe Adisco or Gasco, Bochemu ni ade nyina. The omo de nam no. Oh, let's pray. If Presec leaves, if Presec is not able to qualify, then we know we can win. How can you go okata asamoni kire nkwara mo headmasters we mo Boche headmaster, Adisco headmaster, Ogasco headmaster, Ekurase Prempe headmaster. Mo sankofo in some mo ka kire nkwara ni say let's go. God will do it. As far as Presec is out, as far as Presec is in, we know that we will do something. Presec goes out, we are good. Science na mo ka kire mo nkwara ni team. Anitina obi o ha na ogina ho e na Presec fi makwaje. Sa Presec free ma sorry no kwaje keke na kaje. Sa Presec free ma kene kaje. Once some hun kone keke kwaje. Ube una Adisco headmaster sre wo Adisco headmaster. Awo Adisco headmaster awo itiwe. Ebetina Adisco do intumi nji bibia. What the bond to akra besi do intumi nji. Adisco awo Ogasco headmaster it's one na ewura. Wasola wa she green woni nanam kep kozukro nim. Wanu no mu wi dama intumi nji bond to mbofra won bond to akra intumi nji bi. It's one erestro Presec efrim wo botwe headmaster wo brofo mo ntumi kran ka brofo mo head prempe headmaster ntumi draw myself brofo boni na mote prempe ho na moka an o stress Presec efrim awo botwe why o hu dem besiafo mbenyifo a won nante wana wotu recharge de besiafo wontu na munyina mote wo na mo kansam an Presec efrim mo kwaje tum banzani Presec efrim amunyina mo kwaje mama ye ni brea ho na ye ko si obi so nyumre ho Ghana na enya mo de Mr. P, let's go on. What is what awu botwe why want to dey imbesiafo want to benyi besiaba wonnama want to ahyehyehye want to why ahyehyehye won waza wode ye want to abobọ want to wabobọ ewu botwefo a want to wabobọ de kosimintim pa no ai awu botwefo want to nyina abobọ ena premprefu want brofo wankasa wako cafe a ope obi mana wezi won echi omo wako cafe premprefu want brofo ena eyifo Augustifo so yenyim won Augustifo yenyim won eyifu won nyina won konkonje Mauli na the best school right now me kura Mauli na me filium Mauli. All right, now more TikTok no more Facebook no. Thank you very much for tuning in. Obia is live tonight. I can see Blueby. I can see Albert on YouTube. Adolf. All these people making it this evening. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Now, Mama Yendi Jumano, Ediana Ekoso, in Sembe Ekoso Ghana, for the past 2 days, we have not been on air. And so far, you say Obia to me about church and Semu, and anything you bring, we who a year Ibradangu, Ewa Hase, maybe Jum, Desiano. Moment for Presec assembling tour, ye caught world championship by Baba Canning in Achemo. Now, now let's look at the issues right now. Now, so we share stories Ekoswa, and this story Ebaya, I think say is something we all need to be very worried of, and it's got to do with a BBFN bipolar. Yakaso will be a bipolar. Sani pano sebi oni suban aye hwani the nisu krakraw. And then no sre achina wemuna sani pasa no utwebo tumi de kwanta ball ade che osminua no. And the news Alberton said WHO World Health Organization for say a year an estimated 157,000 Ghanaians were living with bipolar disorder in 2024. 84,000 AM and 75,000 AM Bema. A year World Health Organization a year we are seeing apomudin omo no hwe so no omo time na MPP ewa bem a year 2024 Ekufuado ne etena ye be infie wotwe no omo say nipa sebio edam yare edam hey what I say for ni be text hey what I say good what I say relax o ko botwe o de now you good o tunye hye in what I say good one ba kono good ono on de a year quick lonka into ono am kan asem ba kono ono me to chacha no ono me twa bet no ono me twa eye soccer bet sa ba kono ono me kan asem now eye World Health Organization for say eye omo ana under Ekufuado abenwom eye MPP wa abenmu no nipa na sebio edam ehyehyehye omo ho ye ka se bipolar sebio bipolar eye dam ba eye dam a enta yi no ho eyi ne ho mbrem no enti I your friend say den when you saw you huja and your friend bipolar obu ha anopa one bekwa sorry ono ye fine pa ono ato sorry collection ono we di nkomo ewia ko huna na otwa wada pa and your friend bipolar omankasa no unhu omusuban no aye hodo oma say Egyptian den goat omo life na up and down roller coaster bisa inti omadwene ensisi so your friend bipolar yakase why whiny yasina na dan kweku for the MPP ti so no World Health Organization for say omo ye research bi wo Ghana na de omo hu ye ne say Ghana for man ko abe 84,000 no munyina bodam sie bipolar your friend bodam ni tie ena embe man ko 75,000 no munyina so abodam sie enti udum say na MPP ti so no na Ghana for be 157,000 no munyina bodam sie nipa oha 100,000 ena 57,000 daso enti sas nyoma we nyina hu a also busa won say san kofo nya no more system nim swing mood ni ade enti utum say na enti na branch de since you see 2025 ma NDC bae ni suba no see da say gina ni buntamfu on time ye enhuje or mood swing no kra because na ekufo the MPP was no World Health Organization for your research your conducting research bi wo ha thorough one eno be hu say anka MPP omo mamu nyina mabodam si nipa 157,000 bodam benitie nyina na omadwene enko bankrom na omadwene nsisi so sebio ochina waye sei ade beche waye sei osina bodam ehyehyam ho we nso nya asema ye kan de sere in this we no it should even tell you say we need to be careful about the MPP as a government. We need to be careful about MPP as a political party because the World Health Organization akache say under Ekufuor ne Bawumia kede de Japan ne brand champon. Sena Ghana for be 157,000 abodame sie. Omo mood swing no untumi calculate, untumi monitor. Omo tumi ebetwam no sere ade beche no kutase kan de wechi. Omo se esipa na sese ano be aban sesan no bomu se nyoma esisi na akwan mu. Omo anoma bodam de sa abronye mu no omo na sisi covid no ekemu kakra omo ntumi nyina omo na so omo dim se nipa bi de sa abronye covid no esutwaye no vaccine bi na de wo na asai ajima menu de bi ba na de wo abronye eni ntina ma abronye mu bi no omo di ba omi achi ni bi no omo di eye de parliament omo beso be di president o MPP mu na chi bi no eni ntina ama omo suba na huja obi di se Masamudu MPP for third vice no covid vaccine de wo na say intina kakra wom into o na jimi na bete obi say de Mustafa de Salam ono so covid no ajima menu de bi wo no into ono so no apart from bipolar no na osawo covid disinfection na covid no so asa send moja intina sankofo nyina hu behavior o say de na see covid plus bipolar abronye DC covid plus bipolar Masawudu, COVID plus bipolar. Mustafa Salam, COVID plus bipolar. Nanabi, COVID plus bipolar. Pentium 2, General Secretary, COVID plus bipolar. Obi di say Ernest Owusu Bempa, COVID plus bipolar. Obi eti say momobodi no omodoso pa ahin. Sa obi ti say Dennis Miracle Abuaje, COVID plus bipolar. Obi eti say omodoso. Eni san kofo ni nyina COVID ena mix bipolar. And the WHO amiyomu say Jimmy omujimi ni nyina no bibi nti iti moma yemfa enti yokoto dwem. We should be very careful as a nation, as a people. These are things that we should not underestimate and play around with. We need to get serious and look into these things. Eba nipa bebrea omaboda mesi o Ghana and the Ekufuor no ekosoro pa afena ete eba form. Now, and that me story be and it's got to do with a China Mall ewo Ghana you see ejatom. Now, fire destroys China City Mall in Kumasi, and me video no, I saw the pictures, the aftermath, and I'm one person. I'm Makacha Ghana for say this China Mall. We need to put an end to it. I actually spoke about this intensively or extensively, but Ghana for no, it do sometime be a edufudia pe and I say a free a day, and na. Ye nipa bia ye pa de fu ade e fu ye pa de fu inti ya bra bo no majority of us no ye ntumi nkoso and west study a ye na ye ho kire Ghana pa na ye na pa ade a e fu me ka kire Ghana for a few weeks ago or roughly maybe a month or two ago say a market na wo Ghana no betumi jane na so a we need to make sure we curb down the spread of the China malls. And we check here. They are putting the China malls next to our market centers. The busy market centers are Yene Ghana for Eko Hokodidra. Now, this accident, and I said this fire destruction ya yehune wi ewa santimemu. I say China mall ejatom na senia ashono. I want us to go watch the video. Yewia na yedi inkomobi. This is the China mall na say ejatom no. Now, near you know how it is as a China mall ne Kumasi no ba kwashi. Now, so we share pictures, so now we share a year building now in less than I can say an hour. It to me see any building via the brick, mortar, building via safety. Are there a friend safety? Are there a friend what we call a year quality control and assurance? Ekomuna. What you are seeing there was already a death trap. Now, the reason why into China mall we ejato moi a deep few minutes. It to me see a car skeleton, a aluminium kwansi want to say every single thing in that mall is synthetic. A debia ne ewo mall ubiano a highly flammable. A debia ode a bang a jar. It will not take more than 2 seconds. Ijabesuma ebeshi. Whatever you want to say, highly inflammable. Now, they see what China mall hona as a big facility say nka yeto blocks say lay foundation say you see say a structure that in the first place you ma building engineers ebe inspect ye quality assurance for be inspect ye how fire resistant it is, and I say how it can resist any kind of damage to say me sure say this building will burn down to this level okono uhu say just aluminium frames in Kwanaka. Now the reason why I'm making this point and then I say there are two things here. It could be genuine. It could be say electrical problem. It could be say obinaye mistake in a jatoho, and it could be say the Chinese themselves decided to burn this down for insurance reasons. Me, kakrambe who are Chinese for no. They are good people to do business with, but you cannot underestimate any Chinese. And I'm one person, I'm so much into countries trading amongst each other. But what I don't like is countries taking advantage of other countries because of trade. And maybe because of their strength when it comes to economic strength when it comes to trade and business. Now, what I saw in this NNSA, first of all, that facility now we see as a China mall, it was a death trap. So facility way, one day, I can assure you for a fact to say the building contractors, engineers, to go and check this structure and all the China malls in Ghana. You check a structure here, none of them should exist in Ghana today. Say Ghana, di emraso, send you to me go around ebubunko for dangu say, we diner will see, a dino, non so the road shaha, or sanko, or making sure say the quality of cement, also making sure say this particular specs way has to, and KDB China malls say what Ghana will see spread here. We will have to close all of them down. There are people who can testify. Say, sa China malls no nemua, et sa wonam earthquake zone. Unimu say a dino air was so shaky. They know. I'm to Kumasi. crying. Around the nation. Ochina ye be China mo biana urim na unemua. You could see you are walking on plastic. And I will not be surprised to say this thing you are seeing here, Assassin, they did not buy it, they just leased it. And the idea in say they are just putting some structure on to make their money to take to China, and whatever happens next, they don't care. I am talking about Chinese who can come into your country and destroy your water just like that, and they don't care. Even when you are putting EMRA in place, cautioning your citizens, the Chinese are still in your forest. Some of them still don't even care about the laws now. Jail. So if the Chinese can enter your country, destroy your water, destroy your forest, and even at the point where you are telling them to stop going after them, they are still doing it. Building something like this with fake materials, it is high. And what we just saw here, we need to now go after the institutions that are supposed to make sure. I will not be surprised to say that thing they call China Mall, there's nothing like fire extinguisher. There's nothing like an exit point. There's nothing that will protect anybody if this facility or whatever they have built, calling it a mall, caves in. Nobody will survive tomorrow. I am telling you, you might not like me. Matina catch them so many times. The Chinese, to say when Jimmy they will take advantage of you. That is the Chinese. Dawson. To say Nigeria for. And you won't say you're Africa cry. People think say Nigerians they don't have compassion for people. Nigerians can do harm to their brothers. When the Nigerians come to your country, it is because they are many and they need to survive. And what you think that is dangerous, you don't want to get into, a Nigerian will get into it because they are looking at the risk, a 50-50 risk. They don't care to make sure they get something and lose a family member or a friend. They don't care. They are always trying to survive. And that is how the Chinese are. The Chinese are basically a quarter of the world's population, if I'm not wrong. So these people are not people that when you are dealing with them, you leave anything to go. You just make sure you do what? You cross your T's and dot your I's. And what I saw today, the Chinese just built a death trap. They themselves decided to light it up because they are beginning to see, say, their market is dropping. The level of purchase at Ghana for right now, they are beginning to know, say, the kind of things they sell, Ghanaians are beginning to know, say, they are not things that can last. So they are now seeing, say, maybe the amount of imports they are making losses. Don't underestimate the Chinese. I love them as humans. And we do business with them. They help Ghana. We help them sometimes. But we need to also always put our interests first. The same way the Chinese will put their interests first in any business they do with us. Because the Chinese will not allow a Ghanaian to come to China and do galamsey. If you are even a Ghanaian businessman and you want to build a factory in China, I am very sure they will not allow you to build such a structure in China for Chinese citizens to come in and shop. They will make sure the building you put together or whatever building you have your shop in is building that is strong enough to protect its citizens. What you just saw here is a death trap that got bent. And we need to hold our leaders accountable. I saw the KAMA boss hugging the lady, the Chinese owner. That's fine. But the question you need to be asking yourself is, how did this building, look at the things left behind, show the skeleton of the building. This is a death trap. And they have these things scattered around the nation. They don't care if a mall caves in today and 10,000 people die. They don't fucking care. It is your country, it is your government that is supposed to force them to do the right thing. If you sit there and they take advantage of you, at the end of the day, it's so because I have a problem with white people because they enslaved our forefathers. I can never have a problem with the white man because when the white man came, you also had your land. You had every right to protect your land, not to allow them to lie to you. It is the same. If you allow yourself, the Chinese to come in, if you like bribes, they'll pay you the bribe. If you are not intelligent enough to know that you need to protect your nation, they don't care because their nation is protected. So what you now deporting now, Chrome, and that place, our clean water to drink, our everything at their disposal. That is what I am talking about. This burning of the China Mall. We need a fire service to conduct investigations. We need a quality assurance to come in. The Ghana Engineers Architect Association, they need to go in there and conduct investigation. Why should such a thing be called a mall? Why should such a structure be allowed? People be allowed to enter it in thousands. Why should we allow this to happen in Ghana? Because yet Kroma and Mokacha say we are not supposed to build with inferior stuff. We are not supposed to do this. The reason why I do it in less than 2 hours is because every single thing in there is plastic. The reason why it's here in the Ghana, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, fire service it is because majority of our people are patronizing synthetic things from these China malls. Obako obidem wardrobe it's made out of some synthetic material. A TV stand, synthetic material. Akonyo teso, synthetic material. Ube run a carpet, synthetic material. Every single thing in that room is synthetic. Sani pano, jaw to crack them and the whole building will go down in 10 seconds. First, no na a dying shit. A jet to be to obisi, Oba corona in Konyan, a bit of Husisiwo. A just be, Emma, you can see, say, the wood is still alive. Like you could see, say, in Riani Biwoho. A jet to be shit dying, Uber run that wardrobe to be half a shit. It takes time for buildings to burn. But then it takes less than an hour. Now a whole building is gone down because our system, we have allowed these people to push a lot of things that catches fire easily into the system. In the end, we 10 rooms in Ghana, if you be a 9, a jatoma, answer fire service in doing a dina shegu form. That is a fact. Hardly, Senka China Morwe, Senka Sebio Menoka say, Senka a brick and not blocks any of this way and everything in it basically it was built with solid material and the thing just bent down like I had to say rubber. Our system is weak. When I was watching it, I felt bad because imagine nani pagum and a janu somu and a bugumu within 10 minutes go be a beshi. Yes, adewi. Nanka nipa gum na buguma 10 minutes go bia be hye. I wish Mr. P, Mr. S, can you get me when it was actually burning? Time and no. Me video ni chiremo. Eja tomu no. You saw the rate at which it was burning. Mr. P, get me the video of there are other videos out there. Who see be a eshirabu sound say Edian pa ne was some more we more shit to say every 2 seconds be obi the petrol gum. It is because adie be a womu biano are not things that are supposed to be sold in homes. Let's get serious. Your market or garden, and I keep hearing this government. Recently, I heard the government saying that they are going to build an ultra-modern market at Aflao. They are building some markets around the nation. And the Kejetia, live at Kejetia, and the majority of Ghana force and Kejetia, they don't go there again because they have seen another place where it is cheap and inferior. And as a nation, if we allow that to happen, our markets, say, say, me protecting the Juma, but we jiminti on tiasie. We jiminti onim nyansa onim di Americano. Majority of Nipa na omoko kejetia market, and there's what to bear 40%. Why? Because they are going for inferior stuff. They are going for cheap stuff. They are going to the China malls because you allow the Chinese to bring in inferior stuff. The funny thing is, Obibaga say, oh, but such China mall, no, omu create Juma. Let me tell you one thing. When you go to these China malls, Ghana for more China malls holding yinano. Obieniwa or your part of management. They are many position park with your supervisor. None of them get close to real company document or anything. Omu never employ any Ghanaian above supervisor job. No. Even supervisor no krampo, they give you a limit. We are supervisor, you are supervisor on a Ghana forum and form. And it's so disheartening. So China malls we are the rate at which they use a Ghana form you see them every day. And you see, the Labor Commission knows all these people who work at these China malls are paid below the minimum wage. We know. Because we don't have a lot of work or people are not employed in this nation, the Chinese are taking advantage of us. China malls around the nation, they are paid below minimum wage. And the Chinese are always using us. 99% of the malls in Ghana, China malls, or credit card. Their operations, basically 99% of the operations, transactions, and physical cash. They take hard currency. Because they don't even want to take through a credit card or through any electronic means for the government to even take its share. Because obi the card to adia, a buying TB. Obi the card to adia, a buy no bank card ni free no bank enyam faso, a buy no enyam faso through Bank of Ghana. Taxes no. The Chinese will tell you say omni machine in yejuma kofasi kabra. And you people know it's happening because at the end of the day, what they do is they pile the money, convert it into dollar and take it to China. And they are not going to go transfer the money at the Bank of Ghana because they'll be questioned. What they do is they smuggle that money out of the nation through our borders. And these are people who are stabbing us in the back. And let me tell you, I am open for business. I am open for nations meet having business with other nations. But what I am not open to is people taking advantage or countries taking advantage of other countries. And that is what the Chinese are doing. Yet, and Lebanese for buy at least Malcolm for that, we saw at least the quality stuff Malcolm they were selling to us. We have lived with Malcolm and some other Lebanese companies for a very long time. We know, said the kind of things they were bringing where things are almost free other nations to say, Abia, India, and Pakistan in countries, But at least they were durable. But this China more people, these Chinese, now, Monshe Sibia Adian Shane and tell me, say, this more, it Adia Shi.
No inside of our side and then I know you had the papa. It's a Ghana fire service. More fat than the same runner. Whether be upon them to grab you, now don't make me up for the Bimco. I say, I'm going to make fashion. I'm going to make fashion. I'm going to make fashion. Then I know I should pop. Helpless.
Ejawi, I want to see more, no. Chinese for an no. They say, now Ejawi start here, no. Fire extinguisher near you more. At least a gin cry. See the rate, Shejano. And then Yanyan Kwarasa, Omo because they know what they are doing. Omesa Komwamo banks wanna acquire billions. Omu Yomesa BC. Give them 4 months. This thing, they'll put it back together. And the funny thing is, this inferno you just saw is people deliberately did it. They know. They set it up. I'm going to say Jimmy, and we will fall for it. This is the time the KMA boss, the Ashanti regional minister, they need to call for investigations. Adebia is a friend of China Mon from National from the beginning of its building. The safety, the fire escapes, the exit, they need to call for investigations because this thing you are seeing like that, it's in the middle of the city. Where a pure arson. It's arson. They decided to burn it down. Now, Jimmy, we will sit there and let these people beat us again. We are getting closer to Christmas. What they need to get, they are not getting. You might say that Kevin is being inhumane. Kevin does when the woman was crying. I like her. She's a nice woman, but she can't take advantage of the system because sa dear way, sa box way, sa air rubber dear way. They say more no. Ni chrome they are not going to allow any Ghanaian. Ekrobia and Kamamue, she's under investigations right now. The owner of this mall, Anka Ekrobia Anka Anadwin here to Tunano. Ekrobia is serious bia Anka a regional minister, a KMA boss, and come after police me here to Tunano. Because a day now this is some more way. A day safety measures the komu. In case this idea we see and doors the lock here and a nipa guma and can nipa 2 and go so nashi. Yes. Ebia by mistake. And an electric electric gate. And a basano, a jamia to me bia. Within 10 minutes, what are you telling me? This is not a joke. They need to investigate this woman. You need to close down all the China malls in Ghana. I've advocated for that. I was in Ghana a few weeks ago. Namakra, Mefa baby is where China mall. Oko East Lagos is a China mall. Me say, Oma bezi sinyo mafumbi okronim na eni eti Ghana na Jimmy, and we are entertaining this foolishness. Makanchira mu. Mujari nyina abegu. Omo galamsey no jai. They are not going to get into galamsey again. Omo musa mweni abre. Munya mo bechi omegum. They are not going to go to Gala inside again. They are now going to go after mo markets. Monina muda kwesi Nigeria force na ayarega the group be targeting nipa ba mienu miense bi. We understand the Nigerians are also taking advantage of the system. But let's look at who and who. Why na taking advantage of the system? The Chinese. Go to Makola. The Chinese are all over the place. Ghana phobia Ashada is selective. Let's go after Nigerians. Let's go attack Nigerians. Abosio Kain, Nigerians have spare parts shop. How many Nigerians have spare parts shop in Abosio Kain? And how many Chinese have big shops in Kantamanto? What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? Nigeria anticipate at least they are here with us. We can deal with them. Now, what about these people? We see them. They are doing this. We see it. Let's go after the low-hanging fruit. Nigeria for the I don't condone Nigerians coming here and working or doing business illegally. But if we want to stop this, let's look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is the Chinese, the Asians. Let's stop being hypocritical. Let's stop being foolish. Number one, yaragalo di dingophobia demonstration. Nigeria 434. Yes, if they are not doing the right thing, we need to get them off. But we need to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is the Chinese have dominated our market, and our market is dying because Chinese are bringing in inferior goods. The Chinese are not supposed to do what they are doing. Now, more story to tell, Jack. We need time. There's another story. We can some time back about. Besides, do I have the video to Mr. P? Did you guys send me the video to this story? Me catch 2024. Besides, do you have the video to this story, Mr. P? Rising smuggling of vegetable oil threatens Ghana's oil palm industry. 2024. Me, I'm a palm editing. A palm oil farmer. Enti me wa be ena me nu abe. Enti me meka abe ho asema, I know what I'm talking about. Me wa abe wo. Mo abe be 60 acres wo Ghana. Eye me dia. Ena me sa enu abe e wo Ghana. Eton engo. Enti me nim abe. Me tena kroma ka kire mo say 2024. Me ka kire mo say eye enkofo bi wo Ghana. Omo kra engu free Malaysia. Sango no enye ngu papa. Ena secondly, sa engu no say Ghanaian market. Engu na ye ala enkofo mo di free Malaysia eba no. Enye engu mpo aye di. Me tena ha ka kire mo 2024. Ena me ka kire Ghana for say. Me ka kire Ghana for say. Mo amoye Ghana for no, you should all come together because we are being fed with poison. Me ka kire mo say, these people, what they are doing, MPP4 and the Ghana for the matem minimum answer. And what are we seeing? Stakeholders are more ton and go any and what our Ghana and say see idea the aircon ayehu. Adentina ayehu because enguna nipebi efa kotikwanso through some means to bring them into Ghana no. Sa enguna eban 1 enye 2 esa kunipa. Now I have spoken on this for long. No media house actually supported this campaign. Now, the reason why we are getting this in the say, your uncle Phobia, omo de engone ba at the port, they miss. How did they say it? misdescribe. They don't tell omo bokro no port wa. Instead say a young way from Malaysia no. Na omo court port officials be exchange din say oh enyango ebia way olive cooking oil. And I say way a vegetable cooking oil. Abra omunim say ngua omu from Malaysia. Na omo misrepresent you say miss something. They misrepresent it or misdescribe. Guys, get me. Let's listen to this. There's a name for that.
Say if you know actually na muhu media no say ya chiche nkrofo e wo Ghana. Mo nkrofo na omode anwa na munim anwa e fa kwati kwan e de bagana e beton. Na reho sem ne say ya employ nkrofo a ye tua tax. Na enipa omo Ghana ha omo pesika ni bre omo pese ye ho betoyen omo de omo kofa anwa no every Malaysia, Indonesia, omo de afa Togo because previous government ne ka say or the policy directive by say obi a de anwa ana enwo beba no fa Tema port ana Takra the port na tua duty omo pese omo betu anti no omo de fa Togo na omo de afa Sankase North wo no ma clear begu. Now I will say as of today 90% of emwa ye di ana nwe ye di no ko market wa ni nyina ye emwo ni anwa ya smoglo ana si ya fa kwoti kwan dia ba entimi ton ye de ya nwa te oko big company like GOPDC Woma Nopam all the big companies are in almost produce fried top Hayat be so ye King's oil oko market na unhu ba kokra product no ba kokra ni. Now, yen kai who say, your industry employ close to 1.2 million people. It is almost to me in Tom Moniama, and then here unemployed. Straight. Investment are buying the goom in a waste. Investment are private people, ye this same in a waste. It's your idea a higher dream.
Sisia Yahuda, as an walk or do be brave. The Sisia and Wama Yanum Guaya in Nas game, one talk. In town, I used to yesterday. One share, painful, abandon no dom one share, no one boy hen. Not the mount Crofona was a way and trim filming, one to one jay, because it's not so, but not Utia duty. Obomoda, baby or diffiban, mom one. See, Obeja, Naya to Ghana fright on ye, Ghana. Say,
we Momo when we were speaking on this, they were in Ghana. It was favoring them. Afi enkoye momo enti Mokasano. Were they not in this country? It was during MPP time they started cast the same way. They started this smuggling of illegal fake palm oil into this country around 2019. These people did not speak. They were here because some of their friends were making money. And they themselves, some of them were making money because they were misrepresenting mislabeling them. Obi wa utumi kofa enguwe fi Malaysia enye onim se enguwe ye de seminar na wa de sangu ni bedu Tema porta. Na oni custom officers ashisha ho or say enguni nyina no olive oil abra palm kernel another palm oil na palm oil ye de seminar Malaysia na o matwea fam na ye yi ba ko pay say we nyina olive oil from Greece na wa beton wo Ghana. They know they are lying. They are all lying. It is because it is not going well for them. They misrepresent the products they bring in. They bring them to the port, they connive with custom officials. Maybe expose be at Tema Port. Matisse, the long room. They have started extorting money from people. And I've sent a message to the right people up there to check that. I've heard that Tema Port, the long room now, must start Jefferson Cash, bunko for faso. You, the people at Tema Port. That is what I have heard. And I'm going to send my men in there and we will put you people on camera. Kwasiasam mugu potwo. Munya mojuma na munji peno na danen kwasiasam. Because now what happens and said, yeah, say in Penifono, when they are in their office working hard, trying to make things work, na sa ko mini is not shisha form no akromfo na omugugu long room ho and omudin kwasiasam. I've sent about 3 people to the long room. They are extorting money from Ghanaians omu yom port. And you see, technology about we will put all of you, your faces on TV in the long room. The same way, last 2 weeks or a month ago, make a the finance minister and a year the GRA boss that this custom officer, Modena Beshe headquarters, sack the guy and take him back to Koforidua. You, the finance minister, and the GRA boss, you people have come together. You want to mess the system up. I've told you. That officer now, more transfer to Koforidua now, must have another back Abeshe headquarters now, always canon. Because you, the GRA boss, the new GRA boss, your friend is the finance minister, and you people think that you can control everything. That guy, until he's kicked out of that office and back to Koforidua, I am not done. Whoever is the backbone of that guy, I am bigger than that person. Whoever is the backbone of that guy at the port. This guy, we all know, was involved in criminality. What's his name? Mr. S, get me the guy's picture again and get me his name. Mr. P. Sakwan, me catch up say, mon pamno every GRA headquarters. Sack him. That customs officer, take him back to Koforidua because you transferred him to Koforidua. Why have you brought him back? It is you, Ato Forsen, and the GRA boss, your commissioner. You are the two people conniving with this criminal to work at the headquarters. Move him from there. Ato Forsen, why imagine say you are big. Nobody can talk your matter. You have connived with this GRA boss. You, the GRA boss, you were the boss. You had a position at KGML, KG, whatever nonsense place you came from. You are entertaining corruption and nonsense. Kick that guy from the headquarters. You gave that guy a letter to be transferred to Koforidua. Ato Forsen, move that guy back to Koforidua. Finance minister, also in the able be a power. You have seen. I'm saying that officer, Mr. I need his name. I need that guy's picture. It is pissing me off because they are going to make me do some things I'm not supposed to do. What's the guy's name? I have his Mr. P. Get me the name quick and get me the picture. You, the GRA commissioner, KPMG, you were there, and now you are the GRA commissioner. Now you are there condoning criminality. I told you to sack or send that guy back to Koforidua. Port for 12 years. You people cannot move him away from the port. You cannot take him out from that place. You people cannot transfer him. You transferred the guy and you brought the guy back because Ato Forsen and you two people, you want that guy there. Why? And every day I will put you people, every single day. And the man found to so Chinamesa Bekasa Asemwe. Man first had the way picture number to swa. Yefra Kwano, what's his name? What's the guy's name? Man, who I'm into aso. Where did I put the information? The guy's name, your friend, that officer now, headquarters one, custom officer no. This custom officer, criminal. His name is I have the story here, Mr. S. His name is Augustine Ata Edubofo. Thank you. Let me get his picture. You, the GRA commissioner, you and this guy, you are stealing money. You and the finance minister, you are keeping this guy there to be doing some crazy stuff. Get rid of him. Let him leave the headquarters. What you say, Jimmy Ohun? He needs to leave the headquarters. That's not where he's supposed to be. They aren't here saying, "Don't find phone from me." August the Dubofo, this guy. Customs war. He has been at the port for 12 years. You're transferring to Ongo Koforidua. For some reason, Ato Forsen brought him back to headquarters. The GRA boss gave him another letter to come to the port. And I'm a I found that I could see headquarters war and all signed documents and all risk. Maybe you people, you don't know who you are dealing with. Maybe I'm dealing in tea. I am dealing. You people need to get rid of this guy. Edubofo, he needs to be out of that place. This guy, he needs to go to Koforidua. Augustine Atedubofo, one dangerous custom officer in Ghana. Custom officers on my Bokrono Power Port of Ghana is this guy. And Atufosin and the GRA commissioner, they are the ones behind this guy. They are the ones keeping this guy. Krono guy we bonyina wo honyina Atufosin and GRA commissioner, they are behind this guy. They need to send the guy back to Koforidua. I'll come back to this matter tomorrow. Now, besides Mr. P, they are saying we have problems with TV. What's going on with TV?
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Frantz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, Voxe populi, voxe Dei. Before I go on, let me postulate from the Frantz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, Voxe populi, voxe Dei. Before I go on, let me postulate from the Frantz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, Voxe populi, voxe Dei. Before I go on, let me postulate from the Frantz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei. Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium.
Mokoto Komanje for that matter. Itawo no go on paper. Sheta no go on the ground. No for no ba fe do ka juba yo ba o she in the implementation. There are two things. Implementation and what do we call it? I will not go back on the ground. So they get if you're short cutting, ground breaking. So what is the difference between ground breaking and short cutting? You want me and get block after and get knife cutting instead of short cutting. We're going to what we call it blade cutting. You have a launching. From launching there, we go to what? Commissioning. From commissioning, we go to a Caesar cutting. We have a short cutting or ground breaking or knife cutting or blade.
All right, so thank you very much for staying. TV is back. We are off on With All Due Respect page. We've been hit. We've been hit. So we're going to be sharing Loud Silence TV on With All Due Respect page for you to watch from there. Loud Silence TV is live on Facebook. We are live on TV. We are live on radio. We are live on TikTok. We've been hit on WADR. You know, every single day we have people trying to take over our page. So that is what has happened. TV is back. TV is back on. I go through a lot. Every single day I go through a lot. People don't want this platform to run. I get a lot of boats coming in, trying to take my page, block my page, all that they are doing, you know, but we are solid. So we've been hit on With All Due Respect page. Loud Silence TV is live. Loud Silence TV on YouTube is live. We are also live on TikTok, Kevin Taylor _WADR. We are also streaming live on radio. All the radio platforms are live tonight, and TV is also. So you can change the channel and watch from whichever platform you think you are comfortable watching from. All right, now let's continue the show. Also, a year as some way as summer, also and it's got to do with the OSP. A year. Kisi Ejabing and the Obeye press conference, the OSP of Ghana. This man is called Kisi Ejabing. Obeye press conference, and over 2 hours, and Obekain a year, brofo etre Ghana for. Now, the OSP Beka Che a year, Assembly Okache recently said he's going to respond, or he will be responding to a year issues surrounding the Ken Ofori-Atta extradition. Any other matters na account about his collaboration with the Attorney General, about a year, a Juma on year investigations are on year, and what brought about this? All all these started when because of a document to be better Ghana for say the OSP Kisie Jabin is a liar, and the earlier we accept or start to prepare ourselves to get the Attorney General to take over the case is a OSP hono, we will all be disappointed at the end of the day. And the Kisie Jabin is the biggest scam, is the biggest lie, is the biggest comedy shower me as a young man, a Ghanaian. It is the biggest antics, the biggest gymnastics. It is the biggest comedy session I've witnessed for a year, all the years I've lived on this planet. Over the years, you in Kofua omye jokers, you comedians, you people who pretend, you people who always want to be smart, people who basically are pretenders, people who in their own senses think say they can fool everybody all the time. And what the OSP Kisie Jabin exhibited this afternoon in Ghana on national television should tell every single Ghanaian said this guy is one dangerous human being we are not supposed to rely on. And if we are all watching tonight, every single Ghanaian, after listening to Kisie Jabin this afternoon, we need to now prepare our mind to have a better state agency that is ready to fight corruption, to take over the corruption cases in Ghana from Ekufuado's era till this time. Because if we are going to rely on Kisie Jabin, then it means to say the fight against corruption, Yadrin say his office is going to do anything about it. We are fooling, or we will be fooling ourselves to believe that. It is not in my place to decide whether Kisie Jabin keeps his job or sacked. So Busamia, I will tell you, I don't need him as a special prosecutor. But as a nation, we need to start thinking of looking at other avenues that we can believe and trust to do what? Fight corruption. Because Kisie Jabin, as we can see from his utterances, his deliberate acting, his comedy that he has been putting up all this while and climaxing it up to this afternoon in Ghana, we have no hope working with Kisie Jabin in fighting against corruption. Yeah. And I'm going to prove to you why. I'm going to take my time. Mr. Can you cut this piece, the ones I sent you? Can you cut all the pieces and put on the background for me? And the Kisie Jabin by the kind brofu bebre na minim say, and I'm sure pa say 99% of Ghana for mutie no, he fooled them in his head. Nani trimuno, he had a strategy. And the strategy was that let me go in, let me talk plenty and avoid the most important thing. The reason why in Tiana a few weeks ago we were all over this roof, we were all over our voice speaking and shouting was because we wanted Kisie Jabin to do one thing. And there was only one thing we were all asking, because you would say Kisie Jabin yes at the end of the day we will all tell ourselves say we have made progress when it comes to extraditing Ken Ofori-Atta to face a Ghana court for us to know where they have to be put. So it does not matter Kisie Jabin staying on air for 10 hours, TV for 2 hours. It was a simple question we all asked this guy. This guy is a pure actor. He is a slimy actor. Ordinary one of those people who Christianity is dangerous. So who Kisie Jabin na who wa bam wa one Kisie Jabin. Kisie Jabin is a dangerous human being. And the reason why I say that is because he knows how to maneuver. Even today in his presser, he tried to, at the end of the day, put the Attorney General in a position whereby it will be difficult for the Attorney General to even be asking him questions again. And that is how smart and diabolic this dangerous guy is. The reason why I say he's dangerous is that he's dangerous because before he makes any move, he knows the consequences that's coming. He first of all deals with the consequences because he knows the possible questions that will come. So psychologically, he is a Ghanaian on the Ghana for Nyini. Jimmy. And he knows how to get into our mind. And that is what Kisie Jabin displayed, exhibited today on national television for 2 hours. I laughed throughout the whole 2 hours because I took my time to listen to his comedy. Say na utie Kisi Agyaben a e de say Kisi Agyaben e ton ade ama wa onim ade kura oton. Kisi Agyaben ade o ye no, it is not different from a liquid soap doing this.
2 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes.
When I work on 2 bedsheets, class 2 bedsheets, where? Towel.
Towel.
Towel. I want the pink,
towel.
The price.
Towel.
Hey, the pure case.
Towel. 2 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes.
When I work on 2 bedsheets, class 2 bedsheets, where? Towel.
Towel.
Towel. I want the pink,
towel.
The price.
Towel.
Hey, the pure case.
Towel. 2 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 1 bashi 2 pelekes. 2 bashi 2 pelekes.
What you are seeing on TV, that is the same thing Kisi Agyaben did today. Or the two, or the nyama mienu chiro, no ma tom mienu na mao. Onim adi mpo a oton amao. But unim, the trimuno onim de oton amao. But Obama wa adwere o say onim de oton. What Kisi Agyaben did today was rehashing or going back or remixing this press conference awaye nyina besin ne. Kisi Agyaben today did not introduce any new thing to Ejuma awaye. The $50.5 million that we have spent on his office, Kisi Agyaben today could not justify that money we have given to him. You see, sir, after listening to him, most of you, Ghana for Bibrika say, na kwa who you see Jimmy ana, and that is on the lips of people who, with all due respect, at a point, he used figures, numbers, words to convince even the foolish middle class for them to think, say, he is presenting something new. What Kisi Agyaben did today on national television for 2 hours, it was pure comedy. It was a remix of what he has done already. There was nothing new in what Kisi Agyaben did today. This nigga B, or a dangerous guy. Now, we are going to go into Adia and Oyeye. Now, if Ube say Kisi Agyaben is not somebody we can trust to lead an investigation. Today, he did something. And what did he do? Oye press conference ni wie no. Ube busa who say, okay, again Emma Kisi Agyaben a press conference about 2-3 things. The reason why Oye press conference ni nyina say, Attorney General Cho letter ekoma Kisi Agyaben after Kisi Agyaben actual letter koma at a office of the president through the chief of staff's office say, oh here a way or a green light to go and bring Ken Ofori-Atta in. And a chief of staff can say, enye me juma, a attorney general juma. And attorney general Cho letter koma Kisi Agyaben kache Kisi Agyaben. Kisi Agyaben, you know something? Ye nyoma be mienu miensa pe firi ho. Ye nsaka sa nyoma na whatever assistance you were asking from the Jubilee House, no, we have it. We will give you to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. That's it. And nyoma be na eye attorney general ebusa Kisi Agyaben. Obusa no kache say, 1. Or say, offer a copy of the docket in its current state. Onfambre eyedien or no attorney general. Or catch and say, baby, why investigations ne drubiano? For sa investigations no docket no documenting na for breme. Or say baby we drubia. So it did not matter where Kisi Agyaben investigations they do. 2. Or say an investigative report. Or say investigative report so baby a why drubiano. Sa eno so no fabra. Now onim say sa report no inconclusive. Unwie the investigations and the investigative report ni na unwie no. Or say for our investigators account to assist him to look into it, and if they have to complete it together and take the next step. So all that we as Ghanaians through the Attorney General, we were asking Kissi Agyapong investigative report, dockets, and adding 2 investigators to go and conclude everything with the Attorney General. That's all. Enti na Kissi Agyapong na ye Kissi Agyapong to come and tell us the Obeka Ninja. But let me open your mind on something. Ehona mi wi na ma kire azan Kissi Agyapong ye nende. You cannot trust him because he's playing Ghana. He has taken $50.5 million. He still cannot account for the $50.5 million. He still cannot account for it. Now, Shadebia and they see, let me read a few of the things he spoke about today. Now, so we study Kissi Agyapong some of the kind in the or say we start investigations be. I mean, the top from Ghana for. Now investigations, no, can you for that ne aban mu nipa bi ete company bi. Na omote company no, na company no, sebio enkrata ne nyira so a e wo se omutumi di dwuma bi e de den ejeje Ghana revenues. Sa company akere for that mote ye no, ma me board to farmer PZ for. Also omote company bi a omode be kire PPA say, oh company we de omo ye ne say, omo boa e ma ban etumi jeje eto ne yie. Enti sa company ne Ghana Revenue Authority ye dwuma, bebi a ye jeje ye to nyina afri no, ye betuma jeje eto no ekwan so a ebeye hyew a emu bedawa Ghana benya sika dodo. Na time can for that this company no ko kire eye PPA no. PPA ka say sa company we eni ngina so, eni experience, eni de kire say betuma di sa dwuma de no. Na sa time can for that eye sa de no. Na company bi wo hodada edi sa dwuma no ma Ghana. Sa company no 2015 and am start di sa dwuma no. Now de na won wo mu nyina ne say can for that first company no de koye no. Ohun say yanji antum no PPA or the corner yanji antum no and osako change company ni ding or man ni pebisa change company ni ding eben SML. Now they see and say onim say SML no omuni experience biem omuni experience sa nyoma na omude call PPA procurement public procurement authority ye deny say ye ntumi fa contract no no kedo frata na onim say sa new company na was a rebranding no old one a we rebranding no onim say ekoho a omesa pam no into the oye and say company na ene Ghana Revenue Authority GRA eye adwuma eboa ma ye gege eto no every different avenues government institutions ede ekoto ye no oma oni GRA mpenifo ne ka omuti bon ho ena omo force company ne say oni ne new company na what na any experience no engina sa companies ne kon ho na se bi omo so engigi sika omo gege eto di bi. Remember, Ghana mrane kire say e was a PPA ema wo ho kwan say company bi krampo ebenya contract bi a eya ban contractor eya nipa oya GRA boss no entumi for ono ane pe ema sa company the contract can of rata nim sa nti ene GRA boss for no mo nim sa nti de omo ye ene say omo ka say eya company na 2015 na omo contractor also omo jeje eto na ye rekoto ye no omo ka say sa company no omo force ne say omo for the contract ni bi ema can of rata company no na omo so engineer no kon ho na omo jeje sika ni bi. Na nyame ampe bone na sa company na omo ne aban eye adwuma dada no na omo contract no ebe end. Na de won wan say omo force ye edikado frata company no esi sa company no kon ho. Otiase e na omo so edi dwuma na emfa embrakwa mu. In fact, sa company na omo ye dwuma pa na ye de kado frata company no esi omo kon ho so omo ngi sika ni bi no. Sa company no omo mpene so. But eye GRA mpenifo omo ba ya and Akufo-Addo omo nyina ne Kedofurata ka omuti bon ho e na omo de sa company no share eye company dada no kon by force oni omo nya adwuma. Now de na ehu awasem nyina mu ne say e ko nanim no sa company na sebio omo di dwuma ansana Kedofurata yes ye force the company abeshom kon no omo contract na expire. And this a company the contract expire. That means say Kedofurata company na esisa company the kon automatically omo the company na also omo free contract nim. Nanso de na won say Kedofurata company na ye de share company the kon say ono ngigi sika no. Sa company the contract na expire no Kedofurata company the contract na expire. Omo the contract na ema Kedofurata company na PPA for nim Ghana ban nim parliament nim ena GRA mpenifo ne Kedofurata tena se ena omo tam contract no edema Kedofurata company na company dwumadie be na omo di so wo hwe dwumadie omo di ne potia na Ghana eto a ye gigi no mbiambia te se airport Temaport immigration sa eto na gigi no wo nyina no omo na omo wo enusuade hu a omo tumi de gigi sa eto no nyina yie to yie ma yerekoto Bank of Ghana. Now didim bedum pempenso bi ehun say GR mpanifo ni nyina ne kanofo ataka omutiri bon ho ena na omo use sa company we illegally ena omo de gi Ghana eto no etua kanofo ata de the company ne ka bobre a odisika fa ho enti sa wode wani tum pa na wo hwa kanofo ata ege contract no illegally company ni illegal impenifo mo man ho kwan man ra ne sa company no anyina no enso were part of the illegality ena na omuwiaye enti OSB so beka kire nde ni nyina no brofo tintin ni nyina no na oka kire se kenoforiata ene nipa bi ene ball kro no eno ano no en ade we ade a OSP aka kire dadaada yenim enya ade foforo enti ende so ko check news talking point na you see this. After the name change from SMEL, first company na Kenoforiata de koya na Yanjan Tumno near from SMEL. Owie no ko change din na SML. After the name change from SMEL to SML, the revenue assurance contract was taken from West Blue Ghana Limited and awarded to the newly incorporated firm. Inti West Blue Ghana Limited no. Omuni company na sebio omo ho kwan se omo gigi sa eto no. But Kenoforiata de SMEL koya na Yanjan Tumno. Osabe yi yinifrio eno de SML ba ya oni GR mpenifo edi contract no by force omde be see West Blue for kon ho say mo by force mo di kene go priata enye adwuma we afi what you say now after that no they see and say when in sama OSP beka kire ye nim ni nyina dada ensam foforo bi amaye. I am trying to give you an idea of azan any lies papa we be twa kire mo ne. I see GRA and SML deal was a masterful and mischievously crafted scheme by Kenoforiata. I see sa GRA omni SML for deal na omu kuki no na eyadea omu tina ho etwinwene ni ye edisi kwemu a omu yoma se omu bomu trimu po ewia Ghana ska. This is not new. This has been there already. The first press conference o kan sansem we nyina rundown nyina maaye. Enti this is not new. And then obetna ho enda kan 2 hours no. Now, Special Prosecutor Sakachere say over 1.4 billion was paid to SML without proper monitoring or evaluation. It's the main thing in say at the end of the day, Attorney General can say Sanyoma we nyina fa breno in its current form. But my main show tricky be. On say Special Prosecutor Ekasande no. So we study SML for no ejuma also mo yankasa. Yes, so mo yɛ bibi a friend of revenue assurance. That means say juma na Kenoforiata ejuma kuo no edi nyina no say yeto no omo begege no kwan pa so hyew so sɛ ne akronu bia mbema ye betumi nya enough eto revenue e de ato se oman. So we study Special Prosecutor and some kan nyina. Ni nyina started from 2017 all the way to 2024. Now, baby, SML4 edi sikapa no between 2017 and 2020. Now, you see, Kenoforiata company and I was say company na revenue assurance. Yet for na omutumi jiji. Now, Kenoforiata sa avenues are not ojiji etwoni nyina through SML no. There was a way he was supposed to get his money. Now, he couldn't take the money from those places. He needed to follow the money and take his commission before the money ends up at Bank of Ghana. Remember, Yajiji Ghana told in our free port. Tema. Yajiji in our free Nina ended up at Ghana Commercial Bank. A do Ghana Commercial Bank pay and now Bank of Ghana. A Bank of Ghana and one consolidated accounts a dim. Now, Kenoforiata knew say, oh yes, sir, you nina illegally. Wajiji a told in na. Baby obeji etobia the commission that so through the SML company no. So he needed to chase the money. Now ojiji etodi nyina no in 2020 sa sika na your friend revenue ni nyina no ekodi Ghana Commercial Bank na Ghana wa accounts be your friend the slip account. Se sika ni nyina revenue ni nyina koduru ho a na revenue na eden a slip ko na akoto Bank of Ghana. Mo kai se 2020 me be ka kire mo say Sa expose we am yen in 2020. Me catch them say, a year 52 billion. Every Ghana Commercial Bank. Na sa sika na Auditor General, former Auditor General, Dumelivo ye no. Sa sika na Bank of Ghana na nanka wo say a free ho. Eko Bank of Ghana no 52 billion, 52.5 billion was missing. Ye who may be a fire. Ha. Now, so we read the Auditor General's report now or trophy as there is a particular place it will give you a sense why Ken Ofori-Attah's name or the finance minister's name was mentioned. Mama Chiro. And it's Ken Ofori-Attah or a revenue assurance contract. No, he knew what he was doing. Or GG revenue in area, he would change the money all the way to Bank of Ghana, a Ghana Commercial Bank, take his cut before the money slips into Bank of Ghana. It will read the transfer of tax revenues by GCB to unknown source. So you see the unknown source. Now read here. Letter no was the 5th of October 2020. Now akabe 2 months near Kotwaba. 52 billion, 52.5 billion. A rai. Yehu. A SML ne fast askano. And it's never seen there. Omubuso almost say Sikana Fahin almost say unknown source. A Ken Ofori-Attah SML. And an ye revenue assurance, no. Omujiji revenue now. Because Ken Ofori-Attah wanted a way to be able to get close to the money. He only needed to build that what we call special purpose vehicle in the name of SML. The moment he puts that company together, that company is in charge of revenue assurance. It will make him as the finance minister, it will give him the opportunity to follow the money. Now he's not following the money in the interest of Ghana. Ken Ofori-Attah is following the money in the interest of SML. But because he's the finance minister, when he talks to Ghana Commercial Bank, they need to listen to him. It is as he can do Ghana Commercial Bank, no. So we read the Auditor General's report now. Ubehu Bebia, a man who said Ken Ofori-Attah took that money in the name of SML because of call it revenue assurance. A revenue assurance, no, and the springboard or the propeller. Etumi mani kunya saskano. Into here. Regulation 12 of the Financial Administration Regulation FAR 2004 stipulates, and I quote, Auditor General Dinkan Koti Eya Emra Nipa Sikan Kodi Ninsem wa form ansana waka diesi. Into check Eya findings now. Paragraph 1. Or say a person entrusted with custodial duties of public and trust monies shall protect public and trust monies against the unlawful diversion from their proper purposes and against accidental loss, and locate such money so as to facilitate the efficient and economical discharge of public financial business. End of quote. Auditor General will say, answer about audit be odin kan quote to act na say the aban sika sha wonsem na so wan hweso ye na e wo se be bia wo se kona anko a emra ene ubedi. Now who read this second paragraph ra eho e na kyerɛ say SML Ken Ofori-Attah edi echi no kwaji 52 billion no. Into we study paragraph 2 now. This is what it says. Mami enlarge paragraph 2 no. It will be easy for us to read over tiers here. You see the paragraph 2? Let's read it together. The Ministry of Finance, in its quest to improve government revenue, engaged your service for the collection of tax revenue across the nation. Into Auditor General can say, Ghana Commercial Bank, the Ministry of Finance, in its quest to improve government revenue, engaged your services for the collection of tax revenue across the country. To ascertain the integrity of the banking arrangement, we conducted a reconciliation of the flow of funds from the transit accounts into the designated Bank of Ghana holding accounts. Our examination of the transit account bank statement in relation to tax revenue showed that your bank, contrary to agreement for the funds to be transferred into designated Bank of Ghana holding account, transferred a total of 52.5 billion into unknown sources over the under review. The table below provides the summary of type of revenue transferred to unknown sources. The table below provides the summary of type of revenue transferred to unknown source, the details of which is provided in our web. Where I want you to pay attention is the second paragraph, the 2 lines. The Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance, in its quest to improve government revenue, engaged your service for the collection of tax revenue across the nation. It is not in the place of the finance ministry to engage Ghana Commercial Bank or any a revenue collection agency in collecting revenues. It is for finance minister to engage Ghana Commercial Bank. The finance minister was chasing that revenue. And Nitina Dumelivo Busa almost say, what is the finance ministry doing in this transaction? Because collect all the revenue, dump it at Ghana Commercial Bank, let it slip into Bank of Ghana. Why is the finance minister following? Because it's not the duty, the responsibility of the finance minister to follow the money and ensure that revenue mobilization and collection is effective. No, the Bank of Ghana, Ghana Commercial Bank, and the revenue authorities, Ghana Revenue Authority, they have to coordinate with Ghana Commercial Bank to send that money to Bank of Ghana. But in this report, the finance minister, the finance ministry, which was led by the finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta, led the charge. Inti eho, and an ebu say 52 billion. Where did it end? And I'm saying unknown source. Where is the unknown source? The unknown source in 2020 was SML. So you see, it is our study. Now, when you look at the revenue that came in, her revenue now, SML, you see, this is the document. Let me show you. When you read the oh, I'm sorry, it just disappeared. Oh man, okay, my mention away. Now, when you read the document, this is what you see. These are the revenues I'm collecting at the end of the day. Ken Ofori-Atta disappear into the unknown source. The finance ministry was following the revenue. Why? Why should the finance minister be following revenue that has been collected, which automatically has to go to Ghana Commercial Bank? What was his reason for following that money? The reason for following that money was because his SML at that time were the ones collecting the revenues. And he knew that his share was in there. He had to go there as the finance minister, acting as in charge of the ministry to take 52.5 billion Ghana cedis. Now, IRS, direct transit, IRS nkwa, omo number of transactions, 1,180. Sika na omo fire 17.4 billion. VAT indirect, 18 billion. VAT communication service transit account 107 million. SEPS GC net revenue and also 10 million. EPI customs account 1 billion. SEPS petroleum. So these were all the revenues, sir. SML boy and Ken Ofori-Atta followed it all the way to Bank of Ghana, Ghana Commercial Bank, and took the money. And International Auditor General Dumelivo Ebusa Ken Ofori-Atta any Ghana Bank say, Obusa Ghana Commercial Bank say, what was the finance ministry? What is their role in this? What is their role? Because okay, second paragraph now, it made it clear, say, the Ministry of Finance in its quest, it is in the ministry's quest, the Ministry of Finance in its quest to improve government revenue engaged your services for the collection of tax revenue across the country. So study the ministry, at the end of the day, is not supposed to be involved in this. The finance ministry is not supposed to be involved in this. But because Ken Ofori-Atta wanted to enter Ghana Commercial Bank, he knew that he had to take his cut. SML had to take their money. That money that went to Ghana Commercial Bank, 52 billion, went to unknown source. Till date, we are asking, unknown source, anything. The former Ghana Commercial Bank manager, that man who was the manager there, is supposed to tell us where that 52 billion went. That man is supposed to be picked up by Yoko. He needs to answer those questions. That the unknown source, where is the unknown source? Unknown source near him fa. And here unknown source no. You need to Ghana revenue now at Commercial Bank to just transfer it to Bank of Ghana, and you tell us say the money went to unknown source. The man who was the head of Ghana Commercial Bank needs to answer question because a Krobian man kasa man ko jail. Yoko needs to invite that man, bring this document out and say, under your watch, 52.5 billion of Ghana money revenue went to unknown source. Can you elaborate? How did it get to unknown source? Who and who were in charge of the money? When the money came or the money dropped at Ghana Commercial Bank, who signed it? Who were the people in charge to make sure the exact money that came from the revenue collection agencies, it's not tampered with and that it goes through to a Bank of Ghana? So who tampered with the money? And what the unknown source is where? So you understand. Now, mommy and go back to the reason why I'm here when me say, Ken Ofori-Atta, SML now, these are some of the damages he did. Now, mommy and go back to the actor, Kisie Jabin. Now, Obibe Busa say Kisie Jabin, the press conference where and then Nyansa Ben, what was he asking? Kisie Jabin was playing games with you people. Kisie Jabin was lying to you people. Kisie Jabin, the OSP, is one of the best actors at Ghana in our history. The press conference, a man it was nothing. And let me tell you this. I see Nipebi, ena omukahu, ena Ken Ofori-Atta, ewia Ghana sika. Now, or the nipa we munyina edin ebetutu TV so say. Papa, your friend Kenel Damwa, now or your former customs commissioner, MP for German South. Kenel Damwa na mebo the video waha ni audio waha na offer custom officer lady Bikache ni say oil be aba port war na sa oil no pirated oil. Na mema ne emun lock it because Jubilee House dia bokai man way. And the retire free customs no or to be the sikano eco pre-seat into a parliamentary immunity. Today is an investigations. I was say Alban Bagbin. Ekache say he should vacate his seat. Now, Uncle Tenefie, after the investigations are done, if he is clean, he can come back to Parliament because we can't have a potential criminal making laws for us. As we speak, Kenel Damwa is a potential criminal. He's under criminal investigations, and he does not have to sit in Parliament as an MPP MP to be making laws for us. This man needs to go home and wait until the investigations are done, because we cannot have a potential thief, an experienced potential thief, to be sitting in Parliament making laws for us. We cannot allow that. And if Alban Bagbin, he's saying he's honest and patriotic as he always preaches, he needs to call this guy and tell him, go home. We cannot have you, because your presence here in this Parliament basically tells the world that we are condoning criminality until you are cleared. You cannot sit in my Parliament. But if Alban Bagbin refuses to do that, then Alban Bagbin himself needs to see himself like Kenel Damwa, because he is entertaining and condoning criminality in Parliament. Kisie Jabin said, these are the men who basically, through the investigation he's done, Omni Ken Ofori-Atta area Ghana sika. Into some man we your friend Kenel Damwa or be charge no. Your baba sa asem no so. Or some man we so another criminal. Kisie Jabin ne accomplices no ebieni. Papa we your friend Emmanuel Kofinti or your former commissioner GRA. Or some man we ka ho and or sign documents ni nyina boa Ken Ofori-Atta emani wi Ghana. Enti papa we so nipa or ba be charge no. 3. Or say papa we your friend Amisha Dai Owusu Amoa. Ono say former commissioner general GRA on na boss or say papa we so na oka ho na oni Ken Ofori-Atta ene omo maka na ehye kuntu na se e de SML no e ball Ghana kro no into we so obe charge no so oye kronfo man we your friend no Isaac Krenzel mikromu fantinyi or your former customs commissioner, later GM to of SML owie ne custom adwuma no SML for the adwuma as the senior boss. It was our company now, or Bomo, ma omudupi, Ghana for no, pay the auditor general, or some man who is a cromfoa, or better in Semu, Omunina, Ekufuado appointees. Now, or some man where your friend Ernest Akori. Ernest Akori, or some man who is so a potential criminal. Honestly, another person na Okahu, honestly, na oye chef de cabinet. To Ken Ofori-Atta, you can say chef de cabinet, and to say Sebio, obi beka say, hey, where the chocho mucho, we ena otu anu etiem, we dear say obeso kunipa obeso ku Kenofurata when also the duro no ya for the chef de Cabernet only the Kenofurata be no wine cra only the kan twa so no dey say was keneye we the poison him when Ken Ofurata ne boko suata frɛ de gufo no katere ma fa ho ono enso ye nipa bi a ohun ni sɛ ono so eka ho na Ken Ofurata ɛbɔ Ghana kro no edi ye dwirum into ono so obe charge no ɛwɔ ɛyɛ saa kro no we mu chef de Cabernet ni din chef de Cabernet is a wine a free France and ɛde sɛ bi a wine papa bi a ahyɛ ɛyɛ selemu akyɛ chef de Cabernet ono so ɛno no yɛse kro no ɔbɔ mu ma ne totete ono so eka ho now. The interesting thing about this whole thing, Kisi Jami be ni nyina say, and the obejina TV so a na ne ho popo ne to sisa a oye concert and hu nyina popo na no popo a na onim se odi atrofa ne hwinimu no 90% of Ghanaians na omohwe show ni nyina na say omohwe Kisi Jami comedy show ni nyina na say they wanted Kisi Jami to tell us say my investigations are bedru ha intend make a Ghana for say ejuma ma ye nie may the paper way, krata way, air comma, attorney general. That is all that we're waiting for as Ghanaians. Now, the most interesting thing is, Odru baby na ewa se oka se or the Kenofurata bebe fie ana onfanim be fie or the docket bema attorney general. Na attorney general activate the extradition no through the US agency, security agencies, you know. This is what he said. Mumianko tie Kisi Jami Yepa, take your time and listen to him. He was speaking his words well because no him say Ghana for Jimmy. Now, press conference no almost 3 hours. No, this is the part at the end of the day na important. Dia Kenya na nkwasiasem. Dia Kenya na or the bedada mo. Na nyansa ni ba kumpum. In fact, from my source, no, what he did today, he had not even prepared it. This was done overnight. All the things he came to tell you. They are not things that he has worked on at Daho. No. They worked on this overnight. The part na ye hear say Obama ye straightforward answer. Because Attorney General Busau or say, if you have the investigations, send it to me in its current state. Inti the Obeka change investigations are. All right. Now let's go and listen to the comedian of the year.
7 January 2017. Kenneth Nanaya.
Our intelligence was solid that this person just didn't want to come to the country voluntarily. By March of 2025, we had collected all the evidence that we needed to aid in the prosecution of this matter. However, 2 things were outstanding. One, we needed official verification of a lot of the items that we had intercepted, especially in respect of communication. And this will require the input of our major foreign partners. Indeed, the packet arrived on Monday in validation of what we had way back in March. Then, early June, I think it was 10 June, we carried out further searches and seizures at 2 offices of SML, one in Accra in Osu and one in Tema. And there we retrieved computer servers and hard drives that had to be subjected to forensic examination. This work is not done overnight. And it is upon this reason that we informed the Attorney General when we kick-started the extradition process that the dockets had not been bound up yet because we were waiting for something. At the OSP, we do not talk lightly. We knew what we were waiting for, and we have them fully now. We have uncovered all that is contained on the computer servers and the hard drives. And now on Monday, with the gracious assistance of our major foreign partner, we have the validation of the evidence that we had way back in March 2013. So, on 2nd June 2020, we triggered the extradition request because by March, as we said, we had all the evidence we needed. We only needed official validation of them. And that is why we triggered the extradition request on 2nd June 2020 through the Chief of Staff. The past few weeks, we are once again drawing negative flag that we who put him on our list of wanted persons, that the OSP that declared him wanted, that the OSP that declared him a fugitive from justice, that the OSP that went to Interpol in record time of 48 hours and placed him on Interpol's red notice, we were stalling the case and that we were wasting time. But once again, as I said, we knew what we were doing and we knew what we were waiting for. And last week when the Attorney General addressed the media, he said something very poignant. He said, these financial investigations require time and patience. And we ask, give us that regard of time and patience, we will deliver the results we wanted, like this. And as I said, before the expiration of November 2025, we will charge all these persons that I listed before the criminal courts. We will not stultify our own investigations. We will not delay our own investigations. We would do it right. We will be patient. We will be meticulous. We would have all the expertise in the world examine all, because we only have one shot at these criminal cases. We cannot go back, forth with it. And so, I announce to you, as we did by way of our press statement last week, that we are in full collaboration with the Attorney General's Department. We cannot work against each other. We are working for the same cause, which is the cause of the Republic of Ghana. And we cannot be at loggerheads. We cannot be in dispute. Sometimes, personalities and how one wants to do something may clash a bit, but that should not be taken as dispute or disagreement. Many of you do not know my relationship with the Attorney General.
When they start to say, you don't know my relationship with this person, that is where the corruption starts. Yanni Ghana, for we don't care about your relationship with the Attorney General. You could be his lover. I don't care. You could be somebody who has licked his butt since you finished law school or since he was your teacher. I don't fucking care. What we are talking about here is not about your relationship with the Attorney General. What we are talking about here, Kissie Jabin, is simple. If you tell us that you were waiting for a document or a docket from your U.S. partners, if you have received those documents on Monday, all the nonsense you were making, we don't care. Why don't you hand over those things that you have now to the Attorney General? Because you see, Kissie Jabin Kasa the whole day, he still did not answer the question from the Attorney General. He still did not answer any of the questions from us. The question from us was, when are you going to hand over the docket to the Attorney General? Because the Attorney General catcher was say, hand over the docket in its current form. That is all. He said, hand over the docket, hand over the investigative report in its current form. Whether you have received a document from the US, from Asia, the Attorney General is saying, if you want to collaborate, hand over the thing to him and add 2 investigators or prosecutors, let them come for him to sit with them. It is some concept what makes you a prosecutor? It shows that you are not up here solid enough to be a prosecutor. Because to make it easy for us, if you are telling us to say you are working and you want to work with the Attorney General, the Attorney General is there. You are the same person who told us to say the Attorney General's office and then the authority to trigger the extradition of Eddie Kedofuriata. So it does not matter whatever investigations you do. It does not matter whatever you have gathered at your disposal. He's saying that whatever you have gathered in its current state, give it to him. But also Kisieja being on Kanokre. The 2.5 hours of original TV so no. That is why we can say he's protecting Ken Ofori-Atta. And this guy has made it clear today, say, nobody in Ghana can trust such a liar. He's a liar. Yeah. When did he start? When did this investigation start? He needs to tell us. Sir Ken Ofori-Atta investigations were starting at Daben. When did he officially start investigating Ken Ofori-Atta? They made Ken Ofori-Atta slip through their hands. He knew it. Ken Ofori-Atta in January to leave the country. They knew. He knew what they were doing. Now, the issue here is, it is a simple question. Question Ebusa ono a year 2-hour response. Your relationship with Attorney General Ghana for, you don't care. Whether you lick his butt or he licks your dick, I don't care. What I care about is, are you following the rules and regulations? Because when you went to the Jubilee House, when you wrote a letter to the Jubilee House, the end game was that you wanted permission to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. The Jubilee House said the person who can give you that green light is the Attorney General. And the Attorney General says, bring the docket, bring the investigations in its current form and add 2 investigators so that I can move on. Nyamia on pebone, Monday ya wonsaso aka information be awo chain. Meaning, whatever you had, it has even, you even have more. So what stopped you today from telling Ghana for say, I want to today hand over the investigations in its current form to the Attorney General? What stopped you? You are a liar. The OSP is the one aiding Ken Ofori-Atta. He's dilly-dallying. He's playing on your conscience. Ohun Ghana for some way, Jimmy. This man cannot be trusted. And anytime I say, I am not in the position to say sack Ken Ofori-Atta by whoever has to sack him. But what I am saying is, we as a nation, we need to start thinking. We cannot hand over an office like this and say, "Sir, office will be to fight corruption." We can't. If the NDC government is going to fail, Kisieja Aben will lead that failure. Because you see, there's nothing this guy, say, he is ready to hand over the information he has. Right now, he's telling us to say, he is now going to to charge these people November. And psychologically or statical side no or sitting near Attorney General or the Attorney General pa will be an new school or chair dear now Attorney General cry a press conference no. Attorney General can say when it comes to issues like these, criminal investigations, no, it needs time. He needs time. It is not the time you need. It is not Attorney General telling us to say, in criminal investigations, you need time. It's about you handing over the docket and investigations to the Attorney General. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do such a simple thing? Nyame on pebone Monday, also saying lots and lots of documents from the United States. It even gives you every right to say, whatever I was waiting for, Mensaka, Attorney General at Sum. What stopped this guy from doing that? He is protecting Ken Ofori-Atta. All the people he mentioned, Crocodile John, he cannot prosecute any of those 5 people. I'm telling you on authority. Kisieja Aben cannot prosecute Damwa, Oltumin Jelino, Obwa. He cannot prosecute Brekon. He cannot prosecute Amishadai. He cannot prosecute the 5 people. He's using them to confuse you. Now, are you going to charge Ken Ofori-Atta and these 5 people in different courts or in the same court? Because if you're going to charge them all under SML and you put them in one court, when one person is not around, you cannot prosecute. So are you going to put them in different courts and charge them differently? Because what you told us, the investigation is about the 5 people, including Ken Ofori-Atta or whatever. Now, are you going to charge them the same way you are charging Ken Ofori-Atta? Then if that is going to be the case, then there's no way. Because if these people are going to be charged in the same courtroom, with the same charge sheet, Ken Ofori-Atta, so Ghana, you can't jail him. And this is a game he's playing. He has spent $50.5 million since he came into that office. He has not been able to prosecute a chicken. Listen, if Mami Kanchiro, Ken Ofori-Atta, or your old criminal, Ken Ofori-Atta, or you're an experienced thief, Mami Kanchiro, if Kisieja Aben cannot prosecute Charles Bisu, Kisieja Aben cannot put Charles Bisu in jail. if Kisia Jabe cannot put Paul Ademotre, a thief like this, a small minds like this in jail, if all those small people, Kisia Jabe could not put them in jail, I swear to God, he cannot put any of these 5 people in jail. He can't. On what basis? How can he do that? How is he going to do it? How is Kisia Jabe going to put... Because let me tell you, these 5 people that I mentioned to you, Damwa, on your small fish, I'm telling you, he has money to defend himself for almost 10 years. Sakana Damwa, we are. Where to be Sikeko Parliament, you know. He has money. He can defend himself for 5 years. Yeah? You see this guy? Kofinti, he was a GRA boss. This guy has money. And he's not a small fish that you can say, Adiachi, my November, the child shitakoto machina tum. You cannot. And this guy who cannot put Charles Bissiou in jail, who cannot jail Paul Ademotre, this guy cannot jail this guy. I'm telling you on authority. He cannot jail people who used to be commissioners of GRA. He can't. These are people who are holding money. They control. These are not chicken that you can drag and take to court for a judge to mishandle or for any prosecutor to mishandle. These are people who control. So you should see clearly that Kisia Jabe, as the special prosecutor, the fact of the case is that they say he is lying. Whatever he did today is a lie. Now, journalists are call program not sending Busan questions in there. Now here there. Now Shadia, business. Now Shadia. Thank you very much. On say Mibusa eye Kisia Jabe say, when did he actually start investigating SML? Anamebwa. I want to say Kisia Jabe, they aided eye Kenoforiata. They knew they wasted time. If they didn't aid, they wasted time because they knew what they were doing. See, my mentor idea time Ben was starting investigating SML. Kenoforiata to be free Ghana Koya. He could not stop Kenoforiata from leaving because so I was starting investigations at a particular time. Then Kenoforiata wasn't supposed to leave the country. This is January 2024. 2024 January. OSP probes SML and GRA deal. 2024 January. And I'll start investigations. So if you started investigations in 2024 January, how were you able to sit there aloof and allow Kenoforiata to leave the country without stopping him and saying that you are the main suspect? Because that time you had started probing, you had started investigation. So it means you knew that Kenoforiata was guilty from 2024. Because there was no way you started the SML deal without knowing that the finance minister was the integral person in this investigation. From January 2024, you sat down, you took your eye off, you allowed Kenoforiata to put things in order. After 2024, we entered 2025, Kenoforiata left the country. You sat, you did not issue anything. You did not put any ban on Kenoforiata from leaving this country. You sat there, allowed Kenoforiata to leave. The moment he left, you told us that you are telling the Interpol to put a red alert on him. He's a fugitive from justice. You are lying. For a whole year, you sat down, you watched the guy, you had the dockets. My investigations even shows that docket, it has been with you. You started the investigations, you knew everything about Kenoforiata's involvement in the SML. Everything was pointing to Kenoforiata, but you decided to take your eye off because you wanted to create an exit for him to go. The moment he leaves, then you can come and make noise that I want to catch him, I want to catch him, I want to catch him. You knew what you were doing. 2024 January, and I will be a GRA SML deal also, and I will start to probe here. The OSP is a liar. This man, we cannot trust this guy. Hey, if this guy is still the OSP, we should forget about the fight against corruption. We should forget about it. Nobody is going to jail from the OSP's department. Nobody is going to go to jail. This guy is protecting people who have offended us, people who have stolen from us. How can you tell me in 2024 you open probe into SML deal and you never question Ken Ofori-Atta, you wanted to tell me all the way January 2024, you didn't know Ken Ofori-Atta was the lead in this criminality. Ken Ofori-Atta left after a year, January 2025. Aban Sisaya and also Ken Ofori-Atta should leave because he didn't believe that the NDC, they were going to win the elections. If the NPP had won, this investigation would have been a piece of shit to you. So when the election changed, that was when Ken Ofori-Atta got the sign that he needs to exit because the SML deal, the new government, they were going to come after it. Now, Aban for Frono Air Beshishim. So you created a window for Ken Ofori-Atta. You took your eye off the window. You let him escape. Then later came and said, you are looking for Ken Ofori-Atta. Where is he? Now they told you that, oh, he's gone to America. He's sick. No. He needs to come back. 1 year, you allowed this guy to escape. Today, you are telling us that you need time. Hand over a document and investigation with 2 of your investigators. You said no. And the Okasa 2 hours. You could not tell us in our face that the investigation in its current state, you want to give it to the Attorney General. What is stopping you? Because you are protecting Ken Ofori-Atta. Because you know what you are doing. Because that is what you are using the office for. And this again, you see, we should investigate the OSP. I am telling you, a special team should be put together to investigate the office of the special prosecutor. This man, his biggest fear is to leave office. Yeah? And your OSP office now, it is what to follow next. Because you see, whatever he has done there, the moment that title is taken from him, the people who want to speak will speak, and he knows it's not going to end him well. So what he's doing is that he's protecting himself. It's not that office. Because right now, what is protecting him, whatever he has done, which he knows, whatever is protecting him is that title, the special prosecutor. His fear is not leaving that office. His fear is that that title is taken away and that everyone can come in and say, this is my encounter. This was my encounter with this guy. This is what happened. That is his fear. So what he's doing now is stalling. He's stalling every single thing. He's making sure the office does not move. He's going to use that his influence to stop everything. And the more he keeps that office, stalls everything, slows the pace, he still keeps his office as a special prosecutor. It's a game plan. Now here, the journalist who went there asked him simple questions. Now, Moshe, his reaction. Journalists people say, okay, about Ken Ofori-Atta extradition, no, Obusa the question me, munti any answer.
See, the first person who asked the question got it right. It's really about semantics. Okay? See, extradition requires a lot of complex dealings. You know, why is it going through the Attorney General? It's because the Attorney General is the central authority when it comes to these things. In some matters, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is the central authority. So if the Attorney General was in the central authority and we could just go, we would have just gone. The Attorney General is not the only in the chain. When it goes through, it goes through our mission and it comes all the way back around to us because we initiated the process. It is unfortunate that there is talk about we have been asked for a docket and we have refused to give the docket and all. That is beside the point. That is not the issue at all. The issue is that you need to get it right the first time. You don't keep going back and forth. You need to get it right the first time. So when on 13th June, we responded to the Attorney General and we said that the docket is not yet boarded up. We meant exactly that. Now, someone asked about timelines and all. That's not how we do these sensitive cases to give timelines in the public domain, especially as the final decision will not be taken by the OSP. The final decision will not be taken by the Attorney General. The final decision will be taken by whichever foreign jurisdiction in which he is. U.S. citizenship. If he applies and obtains U.S. citizenship, we have been giving Ghanaians to the U.S. on extradition requests. And they will also be nice to give us U.S. citizens upon request. So the citizenship status does not prevent extradition. Only that when a person is a citizen of another country, it is more difficult to extradite the person to a foreign country. But we'll still move on with the processes and ensure that Ghanaians become less restive and appreciative of the issues and the work we are doing with the Attorney General. Wait or continue? We are not waiting for anyone. I said we are filing our charges, and Director of Prosecutions has promised me, because I'm expecting his charges tomorrow. And then I'll review. It takes a while, because when it goes from the investigative setup to and the asset recovery setup to me, then to him. Now the baton is with him now. He is anchoring on the third leg, and he will finally give it to me tomorrow. And then we'll file. So, see, I said before the end of November, we will file. We are not waiting for anyone. Persons can be tried in absentia. We've seen it before. You can be sentenced in absentia anytime we find you in the jurisdiction.
Now you see, he's lying. The guy is blatantly lying to every single Ghanaian. Say Jimmy. Now the question was, can Ofori-Atta at this point, about extradition, it requires a lot of it's so complex. Now Okanyana say, in fact, central authority the Krampo sometimes, if you want to Attorney General, if you want to a foreign ministry, our foreign mission, or can be to say U.S. embassy, Ghana embassy in the U.S. Right now, he's throwing every nonsense out. He's throwing every nonsense out. The guy is basically telling you people, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing anything. That was his press conference today. I don't have shit for you. At a point, Okachira must say, he is now thinking of charging them. Yes, if a docket, the bra, also charge it. Bring the docket. The whole thing is not about you charging him. The whole thing is about bringing Ken Ofori-Atta to face Edian court. When we bring Ken Ofori-Atta, we can charge him. So do the first thing first. So you can see he's stolen. Or dinkai or dilemo. Or dilemo because onimse Ken Ofori-Atta air press citizenship for America. The day Ken Ofori-Atta citizenship be ready. Obeka Chamo say Ken Ofori-Atta yen to me for them back. Inti Okasa ya no kodu no say the docket it doesn't make sense because it's not about or no any docket in my Attorney General. See you know. So the letter Attorney General extra brand say onfa instructions no onfa on ready so obey you. And I went in the language, from what he's saying, when you try to summarize it up, or Catcher will say he is not ready to give any docket to Attorney General. He's not ready to give any investigations to Attorney General. He's not ready to send any investigator. He is telling you, say, he is preparing his own document to go and charge them. So he is never today, tomorrow, the next, going to give any docket, investigations to be on the matter. In his statement, that is what he said. On ye ready, so or the document to be another docket to be my Attorney General say Attorney General should look through for them being the central authority to start or activate or trigger the extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta. On ye ready, so obey it. And it's all any answers in here. All his answers boils down to, my prosecutor is now thinking of the charges, and that before November we will charge. Anything can happen in November. If he doesn't charge, what can you do? He is now going to take the charges from his prosecutor and look through it, review it. And then when he reviews it and he's satisfied, then he can charge. So November 29th, he can come and tell you his prosecutor gave him the charge. He looked through it. he reviewed it and he believes that there is more that they can add. So let us move to Obeshia Ibiom February 23rd. What are you going to say? The guy is basically buying time for Ken Ofori-Atta to get his citizenship rights in America. That is what he's doing. He's saying everybody should go fuck themselves in Ghana. He doesn't have nothing to give you. In fact, Okasano, Okase, Okachira Attorney General say, the document, Okase, the docket had not been bound yet. Meaning, document na obusano de on kikansi ni wiye. Attorney General so anka say kesi ni wiye ansa na de abreme. O se bebia wadru bia no fa breme. The question here is, Adentina Kisie Jaben cannot give the docket an investigative report to the man. You can still give the docket an investigative report to the Attorney General and still go ahead and charge these 6 or 5 people. Why can't he do that? Because you handed over the docket to the Attorney General, handed over the investigative report, does not stop you from charging these people. You can still go ahead and charge them. So why are you not handing over the investigative report to the Attorney General? Why? Because I didn't say, so what the report to the Attorney General or the docket to the man, that's all the investigators can. You still have investigators and reporters, prosecutors there who can work with you for you to charge him, all of them in November. So what is stopping you? Because the moment you give the docket to Attorney General, he cannot stop you from charging these 5 people or 6 people. It is a this guy is a liar. Nobody should take him serious. Memo be engineering here. $50.5 million and I call we are on office war. $50.5 million. And Ubusan say $50.5 million no. Why pa na wetu de na jina court aka say we are Ghana sika de na kotum 10 years on to me nye bi da. Charles Bisu we ground to me vanintum. Charles Bisu is an anto. We are talking about Amishadai. We are talking about Kofinti. We are talking about Kenneth Damwa. We are talking about Ken Ofori-Atta. Remember, recently your court say Ken Ofori-Atta Sembi court is all monkombra 1 month time. Assembly and Kayo court is all monkorom kwaye documentations be omunchro omudien omu defense to say omudien den famra na judge ni ready. Kisie Jaben is fooling you people. He has been fooling you people for years. And he has been using you people. And the MBN say, we still can't see it. Kisie Jaben who Ghana for some way Jimmy. And you see, we have allowed this to happen because we buy his nonsense. A whole Attorney General comes to stand on TV and tell you, say, and you know, I have my prosecutor here. I'll give it to him. And the baton will go to him. And then he'll review and he'll bring it to me. And then I'll look at it and I'll review. And in November, thereabout, I will chat. But, you know, give me time. That guy is not adding any sense of urgency to this nonsense. And he keeps telling us, oh, you need to be very careful. That is why we want the Attorney General to help you. Maybe there are some things, oversight in Timuhuye. That is why we want you to give the Attorney General the document and your investigators to be part. Anything Attorney General no. You are not the only office that can look through documents and understand. So you telling us to say, you need to be extremely careful. No? You are getting a second sieve. You are getting a second session that can also look through and say, okay, everything is right, but we think this is wrong. So we, from our angle, let's add this. That is what the Attorney General wants to do. So you telling us you want to be careful. How careful can you be? Because the Attorney General coming in is you being super careful. Why don't you want to give the docket to him? You are a liar. Nobody in Ghana should trust Kisie Jaben. Today, Ken Ofori-Atta being in America and not coming home to come and defend what we call his stewardship. You know, it is this guy creating the window for him to stay out of the country. He knows. And you see, he has been playing this game for a long time. And you see what happens. And they say, pressure on the bar, pressure on the back of him. He will get his way out. He knows what about press conference we acha 2 days. He'll go back to his bulletproof car. He'll go and enjoy his office. He may say, this guy knows Ghanaians. We're reading watch it. And you see him like this, he can be in that office and sometimes he sits back and looks through the system. I know media, he does not like me one bit. Saying come to Ghana and got a charge be to me so. I know. Make a retailer. Say nka Ghana na metia, anka wape some allegation bi de ato me so say, maka asemetia no, me gu ne ho fin, and that I've said something against some act. Inti, hey you, if anybody sees him, he should bring him to me, and that in Ghana, Uncle Nyanko be. Anka Ghana na metina me adwuma we a, anka odi bibia to me so. That is their strategy. But we are going according to what you yourself told us. And we as a people, we need to understand Kisi Ejabe is bad news. Now, what I want to tell Ghanaians is say, that office, say Frisa office now, we need to find another avenue. Eh? If we are going to rely on Kisi Ejabe to fight corruption, to bring Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana, and then ahema asofo enkwara mpenye nyina ye Jimmy. I am telling you on authority. Akoy Kasa for 2.5 hours. He could not tell Ghana for say, I want to give the docket to the Attorney General. He didn't do it. Listen to his response again when it came to extradition. Listen to him again.
See, the first person who asked the question got it right. It's really about semantics. See, extradition requires a lot of complex dealings. You know, why is it going through the Attorney General? It's because the Attorney General is the central authority when it comes to these things. In some matters, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is the central authority. So if the Attorney General wasn't the central authority and we could just go, we would have just gone. The Attorney General is not the only in the chain. When it goes through our mission, and it comes all the way back around to us because we initiated the process. It is unfortunate that there is talk about we have been asked for a docket and we have refused to give the docket and all. That is beside the point. That is not the issue at all. The issue is that you need to get it right the first time. You don't keep going back and forth. You need to get it right the first time. So when on 13th June, we responded to the Attorney General and we said that the docket is not yet boarded up. We meant exactly that. Now someone asked about timelines and all. That's not how we do these sensitive cases to give timelines in the public domain, especially as the final decision will not be taken by the OSP. The final decision will not be taken by the Attorney General. The final decision will be taken by whichever foreign jurisdiction.
Oh, Omubusan said, timelines is how is saying. A bad time ben I want to see between the Ken Ofori-Atta from a Juma away Attorney General. Also, yen to me timelines as somewhere. If we say in the first place, the final decision is not going to be taken by or no. It's not going to be taken by Attorney General. It is going to be taken by the Americans. But if today you give the docket to the Attorney General, the final decision can be taken just tomorrow. But he is telling you he cannot give timelines. Why can't he give timelines? Because if today the Attorney General hands over, the OSP hands over the docket and investigations to the Attorney General, then we can tell the Attorney General that activate this within 24 hours. Activate it in a month. Activate it in 2 days. Now, you have not handed over the document to the Attorney General. You are also telling us there you cannot tell us timelines, meaning you are deliberately holding on to this to prolong the timeline. Because the earlier you hand over the docket, the investigation report, the shorter it becomes for us to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. We have not taken our first step. How do we know when we are going to, how far we can walk? The first step we need to take is to hand over to Attorney General. Then Attorney General takes the second step. Now, when it gets to the US, the Americans, that is where we know the third step is. Now, you have not taken the first step. For us to get to the second step, you are telling us you can't give timelines. It means it is deliberate. It means it is deliberate. You are deliberately halting or slowing this pace of prosecuting Ken Ofori-Atta. The timelines, it's in your hand. And can then catch a gun and say, baby, why investigations said, you know, o person the Attorney General. Na momuno, who investigations there, o person court November. Until what there you are still going to court. Attorney General should take whatever you have done so far. But you are a liar. You are a liar. You are telling us, oh, it is not up to you. It is not up to the Attorney General. It is up to the Americans. Leave the Americans for the Attorney General. Leave the Americans for the Attorney General. Because when Attorney General gets what he needs, he will deal with the Americans. It is not up to you to decide whether the Americans are going to work fast or not. You do not determine the timelines for the Americans. Americans work with their own time. But the issue we have on the table now is take the step, give the document, and let the Attorney General take another step. Why are you not doing it? You are a liar. Now, those people who are quick to say he should try Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia, you people are even creating more room for this OSP to help Ken Ofori-Atta live in America. Because you see, I had Martin Kpebu saying that if Ken Ofori-Atta is not coming, try him in absentia. The moment you do that, Ken Ofori-Atta will ask for asylum. He will seek for asylum and he's never going to come to Ghana. Because the moment you go to court and try Ken Ofori-Atta and say he's a criminal, he will tell the American government that you want to persecute him. He did not do anything wrong. He's seeking for asylum and he will get it. So trying Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia is the worst thing to do. You need to go through the process that has been set. Ghana, America have a collaboration. We can extradite, they can extradite. Why can't we go through the central authority to make sure that we have exhausted all avenues? Because there are avenues that we can exhaust that can bring Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. Why are we going to that extent of trying him in absentia for him to take that opportunity to seek for asylum? It is you people are now enabling this guy to help Ken Ofori-Atta escape justice, escape prosecution. And this is what you people do. We are quick to help the criminals to escape. We are quick to help these criminals to escape. Why should we try Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia? There are other steps we can take, and those steps we have not exhausted it. So if we have not exhausted it, why are we not taking the steps? I expect you people sitting on TV, all you guys say you are lawyers, to tell the OSP, say, OSP, what is really stopping you from handing over the docket? Let us try that channel and see if it doesn't work. If that channel doesn't work, then we can try Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia. Now, there are so many avenues that we can exhaust. We have not even started. We have not even made an attempt. The OSP is sitting and saying, I won't do it. And we are sitting in Ghana saying, we should try Ken Ofori-Atta. What will we get when Ken Ofori-Atta is in America and we are spending our money in the court? We need that guy in Ghana court to answer questions. Nobody is going to try Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia. Because the moment we do that, then we are helping OSP to help Ken Ofori-Atta to escape prosecution. Ken Ofori-Atta wants a reason to seek for asylum. He needs a reason. And the moment you give him that reason, hallelujah, he's done. He's not coming. The Americans and Ghanaians, the Americans already know the route we can take legally to bring Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. Why are we not taking it? Why is this man nonsense talk and all this comedy on TV? 2.5 hours. One Kenyan says, the press conference now in the first, and no sabe ready. The questions we were asking him, this comedian did not answer any of the questions. How can we allow these things to happen in Ghana? Nobody is speaking in this country. This guy is still in that office. He's scared to be prosecuted if he leaves the office. This is crazy. Charles Bissiou. There is a video of Charles Bissiou taking money. This guy cannot even prosecute Charles Bissiou. Charles Bissiou, ka MPP you for now or your anto. Corona boy no endu Ken Ofori-Atta. We saw evidence of Charles Bissiou taking bribe. Charles Bissiou, he took bribe. He took bribe. He did what? He took bribe. You looked at all these things. You still cannot prosecute Charles Bissiou. You are a waste of human being. You are a waste of an OSP. Now then, Americans, no. Omo pe Ghana for boys natural no. Omantin American can say, you know something, let's try them in absentia. Why didn't they do that? And then FBI and Ghana mutual assistance. You people help them to extradite those boys to America to go and try them in America, because it is important you bring the culprit, the suspect, to face the law. I don't think Americans, they say the people are not Americans. Why don't you stay in America and try them in absentia? They could have done that. Why didn't they do that? But the Americans have this agreement with Ghana. They can fly to Ghana, work with the Ghana Security Agency, pick those people and take them back. Why can't we do the same? it is because the OSP is shielding Ken Oforiatta. You cannot trust this guy. And Americans are going to try a yes uncle in America in absentia. I didn't know man, sir. But the Americans knew there's a route, there is a way, there's an avenue. They need to exhaust it. And they exhausted it and made sure they got the boys. Why don't you want to exhaust that avenue? I don't know, OSP, one person will use the avenue, no? Why don't you want to hand over the docket? You cannot be trusted. You are dangerous. The fight against corruption, you are the problem. You are the one we are fighting. When it comes to corruption, you are the corruption we are fighting. We are struggling in Ghana today because of you, Kisie Jabeng. You are the corruption. You are the problem. You are still live on Loud Silence TV. Yejinim, after this short break, we will continue the show.
2 bashi, 2 pelekes. 1 bashi, 2 pelekes. One bashi, 2 pelekes. 2 bashi, 2 pelekes.
When I wake up, 2 bashits, class 2 bashits, where? Towel.
Towel.
I want the pink,
towel.
The price,
Towel.
The pure case.
Towel. 2 bashi, 2 pelekes. 1 bashi, 2 pelekes. One bashi, 2 pelekes. 2 bashi, 2 pelekes.
When I wake up, 2 bashits, class 2 bashits, where? Towel.
Towel.
I want the pink,
towel.
The price,
Towel.
The pure case.
Towel. 2 bashi, 2 pelekes.
My lord, it's me. Sorry, my lord, it's I. It's I. It's I, Lawyer Kutajmi. Please, my lord, can you give me a time I explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my lord. Yes, please, my lord.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you. Now, now, I saw this story, I think, say, it's a message to all these small, dirty boys working in Ghana calling themselves lawyers. On Sabwe, a very foolish boy, on to me, on Rankasa, on share nipada. Na Ghana Law School, na for sa ajantra for masala wo, eye, Latobio Koshi anase, o masala wo, Abiukuta. And intina, ofui bia to be friend of lawyer. Me say, Ghana law. Sa de ne friend, wajin law certificate, or a lawyer. I have for say ajantra for masala or Abiukuta or Nigeria. And intina ofui bia to me, ekuta, no honante Ghana send me a lawyer. E moya fo, e jimi phobia, irresponsible kid. Enkwara mo Johnson paswa sebio omo ho obatena mo stress ko no ho aba no, they tell them they can't control their emotions, no. They tell themselves say yeah lawyer na nkwasiafo nkwara TV so ni radio so. This small boy, you say your friend no Kwesi Botwe. Ohwe na no a I say etuaben to atu. Sa small boy we MPP for makacham say after COVID na ye war mo pande no. Omo jimi dada. Ena eye election defeat no oma pro e wo madwenim ya se jimi we ende ono odi edubu ahen lawyers na chi se ono e lawyer akwa we okra kura wo ntumi defend no we osi so me se oba ne ho ofetena na so a oba pipie gu no ho oni emotional control bia o se o ye lawyer small boy we ende ya se high court judge ka che de say sa ni jimi na oti social media. Oh, small boy continue social media now church from kwasi asem no. We mu de we end up in jail. The MPP no more Jimmy to the point to say, you see, High Court judge cautions Kwesi Botwe Jr. over prejudicial social media comments regarding case. I won't spare you next time. Akwara. This boy on to be defending who Akrawi. Ghana the Jimmy Tra. Me say and the law no. Kwasi bia no say Mako Law School. I to say ajantra for mujina Abiukuta. I boo 2 naira. Jimmy way, and yet Ghana, na me, who edubu ahi ohun. De my lord. Yes, my lord. De my lord is ana wishim. You have no idea. Edubu ahi. Sasa ankura ajunso krobo nkora we ya. Omo ni Jesus for date e kromo nya nwie dating. SS for date omo nya nwie no. Sa ankura we na ebedi wechi akokota. De my lord. Yes, my lord. Oh, sorry, my lord. My lord, it is de my lord. Ube dembe for 10 years. So we Jimmy. Na akwara we otumi endware pepa ne to. Jimmy politics inti. Kofa lawyers, wie sika na kofa lawyers be defend wa. Junso krobo we. Small boy we ya. Jantre ni trade sra so eyi ase oba pepie gu no ho no. Emotional control woni bi no. Sa akwara we na ekwa gina court defend wo. Me say de my lord. Edubu ahi. Wo sa de we bi. My lord sa akwara we na wo dem.
My lord, it's me. Sorry, my lord, it's I. It's I, Lawyer Nkutajimi. Please, my lord, can you give me a time I explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my lord. Yes, please, my lord. My lord, it's me. Sorry, my lord, it's I. It's I, Lawyer Nkutajimi. Please, my lord, can you give me a time I explaining things to you? The case is old case. It's 1978, 28th century, the case. But it's not now the case. Thank you, my lord. Yes, please, my lord.
These kind of lawyers they did with you. My lord for. But say, it do what? That's small boys you are. Nansiano mojo junso wampemuno. My lord. Utwana, my lord. Oh, sorry, my lord. I will not write that again on social media, my lord. Thank you, my lord. My lord. Sana kukuro. Say we GB. Na bodam ni kro nam Ghana kwan ho beka kire small boy we so on way emotional control kro bi. We ohwe pono a 2 minutes na ne ho aba. Emotional ultimate po and control ne ho. Ohwe pono 2 minutes na ne ho aba. Akwara we. Ena case kakraka say da so. Na TikTok boy we Jimmy we. Osoro to TikTok per ma. Osoro on nam alpha hour with different accounts per ma. Kwasi ampe we onya time. Ono na eba be defend we free court. Asema da so no. Atachi akwa we Jimmy o. Atachi akwa na nyansa nduru ho. Na we ko pedi pa bia be di wechi aka asem no ama judge ehu nipa ka se we de judge we lawyer we de nimu enyam. Lawyer we. Nkutajine. Eya de kwesi nkutajine. Kwesi botwe nkutajine. Ena we de obeyi we free case we mu. Na onu bebia onu akora na ogina onu sika na eboboso no onu we hubida. Lawyer kwesi botwe nkutajine. Ono sa akora na odi we nim no onu sa sika na eboboso no we hubida. Ne boxer so se saying judge be de be hu sa small boy aka say akora we di odim nyansa. Na wo judge na oto no ne ba owie law school kro betumi akira akora we ade. Na wo di Jimmy ni we di wechi ende judge ka kira wo say what is our social media commentator we di wechi a. Me say om di wechi ya my lord kakra bo be di nti we efie ehia buburo edubu ahi we Jimmy o yetumufo amuntie na mo MPP fo no mo agimi MPP fo COVID-19 ba wie ya mo lose election mo nyina ma say ntwaboa COVID edure de wo mo anya papa biem ene yesade eye de 38% to am so mo nyina mususu amagimi mo nyina na mabodam asem kakraka say da so papa peyin toto awotu afu dwini o say eye kwesibotwe nkutajene small boy we na me ko bedu me krama kura wu obi bo me krama tuo na me pe lawyer manako gina me krama na chia sa kura we ona unye serious oh no obedem obedem kura ma oto apepa obedem ewu. Now story way another big story 2 days ago ne baye. Former National Service Authority boss Osei Esibe Entwi granted 800 million bail with 6 sureties to be justified with landed property. There's something I saw today. Akwawe omde call court no. Na police for di nechi na ye jano. na young handcuffing no. Na kwasia way police didn't left, didn't right. Na usher no into a car and I'm say na ewiwe. How different is this guy from Abronye? Akwawe ochen Black Maria na. Akwawe ochre se yede handcuffs begu ne nsa epia na hyeka mu ana. Na yete Ghana so ewifuo so kwasi ampanyiwe e de nipa bebre sika. Nipa bebre we wia nipa sika ne nam Ghana ewiwe. Kwasi ampanyiwe ende otibebi ka kire ya papa no so ma mobra ewiwe national service sika ena we wia de abobra ene ya kye no. Na yanya police for didi nechi ono ne nsa hye de botom. Ya chi obi a na ya mwankofo hye Black Maria mu na we oni Abronye difference be no ejimi fo mu nyina free party ba akum ewifo miedu na yesoso ejimi fo so na akwa we koba na police for guard no na Black Maria ni si wo petrogumu ye den we oya hardened criminal sika sa akwasi ampanyi we wia no apin for be 20,000 wo Ghana ankasa sika no ye de hospital ankomu kwasi we does not need any better treatment. This guy, they need to bundle him and throw him in a trash car and take him to jail. Sakwasi ampanyiwe, he does not. And I mean, when I be bukrampo fu, obi tu ko wia board there. Na police for the be ekutekuteri mu twetwe na say wako wia Ghana gold nyina. Yeti krom ha. Obi tu ko wia phone. Na Ghana police, omo de ahoma so di pa ne kon. Na omo twe na se. Na omo hye kwasi ampanyiwe wia billions. Kwasi we are billions of dollars. Billions. Na Jimmy ni we police di nechi. Na wafaha na police in session in bottom. Na yesi onko tena car we mu na kronfo we. Obi ko wia body a police for mu obi o wia body a as mo share armed robber. Na mu tata omu mu na mu pia omu na mu wo mokoti. Na we ewi ben na wo malata we oche akwa we. Ewi ben ena wokajetia ochan akwa we. Ewi ben na nenam Ghana krom ha omo chan sa akwa we. Ewi ben na wo Ghana ochan akwa we. Since say ya chichire Ghana, ewi ben na chan akwa we on record right now as we speak. This guy is the greatest thief in the history of Ghana. Ono Gifty Edubuahin. These are the greatest thieves. So we are treating greatest thieves with air soft gloves to say omo ye nipa bi. This is not a guy where or say a blindfolding no. You didn't record and you fold in a now we tear the court or we are near one and we are not even supposed to let him know where he's going. He needs to be blindfolded. Yet a chin and knee. Now you could tell him when you didn't record or do court Naja in a bar and send a yin. Now I can say we are near Sakatan and him in the court. Why are we allowing these people? These are dangerous people, my dear Bonnie. These are people who have committed crazy crimes. Since Ghana be Ghana, one area sikache akwa we only give to your worry. Give to your worry. Why is a Pentecost 40 cap? Give to your worry. Why is a Pentecost 40 cap? There 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ona anofiano. Why is a Pentecost for mko camper? Sa tea cap from digi koko anopano. Give to your worry. Why is a Pentecost 40 cap? Kwasi abawe. Na yetete Ghana so som kwasi asam so adanya we mo na ye treating of inti obi wo hona say ono so bokro no a ohun we say a big deal. So Bisu Bokronoa, or the way you are treating him, there's nothing about it. A bit mama ni yemu crash and say, why am I on the issue of Brazil? I've been to Brazil before. I've been to Brazil like twice. You see the favelas. Oh, the Mako Bonipa 132. The president no tesono. Sir, president no tesono. Omuhun is too liberal. Or too soft. Now, sir baby a ball. In Kofodi Tuno, Sa Kagana Komka said, do a mayor and I say member of a MP or no, or you're crazy. He wants to prove to a yet on the party of the power and say they don't joke. It's ono on the Ayomo. Favelas no more hono, Uncle Brazil da on Tiasie. It is a whole country on its own. I don't know TikTok no. When I went to Brazil and I'm a Tiasie. When you see those favelas there, a whole country on its own. Every single thing you need, you get it there. But I know the country security realized that if they allow it to go on, a time will come, the military, the police, they cannot stop them. So at a point, in a nation, the nation sends a message. You see the way they killed all those people. It is not right, but I know what they are doing. They are putting fear in the young ones who are part of those small groups. Now, you're lining around your bomu to 130. We a young man with 12 years, 7 years. Now, that image will ring in your head for years. If you want to get into something illegal, you will think twice. That is why street and commitment is one time, but there's a reason. They want to leave something in the heads. They want to leave a mark. They want the young people who were thinking of being part of such groups, they are now going to think twice. This is how you end up. And you see, the message they left by leaving those people on the street like that for a day, for days, it is sending a message. And that message has been sent. That message, it has been sent. Into an Arabia or what area where now or affiliated to a gang. Obi onyani 3D mwa or a young man bia, he's going to live the rest of his life in the favelas. Every time that thing blinks, a man is cautious what he's getting himself into. So Okototua, he's thinking twice. That is what they do. And that is security. They are talking to them. 4 or something police officers died. About 2,500 military and police went in there to open fire. Did you hear the exchange? The people were prepared. It is not a small place. And sometimes people like this, you use them. Let the people, the young people know. Or somebody need set the example. Some people are supposed to be used as an example to send a message. Where yachichiri ni a body don't come then na kwetena court ye biere ni a oni judge kasawia ni achichiri ni na cameras are picking on ni e pie na hweka mu akwara bi hwe oye adwuma wo public office or your minister or your MP panyi bi or say hey man hwe ya the next year say the be me. That's the message you send. Na kwasia we nsa hwe the bottom Jimmy we na police likuta to no guard no please sit in the car. Obi a politician or a cromfoa, you are encouraging them because they believe they are first-class citizens. Into whatever they are doing, they will keep doing that nonsense. That is what we don't know. And that's the one thing that we are missing as a nation. And it's na boni bi wona ekoswa. Etumi koswa na obusa say na de no bi ensu anyansem frim because we didn't leave anything in the heads of the young ones. We did not leave any mark. You see right now, nobody in Ghana will forget Ekufuado because of the effort trauma bim. Yanya generation, nobody will forget the danger Ekufuado put us through. For 8 years, Ghanaians felt they were slaves. The pain. Some people were sidelined. The tribal had their difference. The way some group of people in Ghana were suppressed. The rate at which state security was being used as rebels. Nobody's going to forget. And that is what every time we are Ghana ni biabeti MPP because we don't want to go back there. It does not matter who leads the NPP. The people in there can take us back to 2020 where they shot people to win power. These are the same people. The same Baobia, the same Kennedy, the same Brian, the same country, the same Kobre Japan. These people never spoke against the murdering of Ghanaians, innocent Ghanaians during elections. So it means the probability of them doing it again, it is 1,000%. Anytime I bet Ghana, I bet MPP, now you must show it is a trauma. And that is the thing Ekufuado left in our heart. Ekufuado left something whereby you politician be also are dangerous. That is why today it is difficult for Ghanaians to even believe the good things this government is doing. Because for 8 years, serious trauma, Nana Danko Ekufuado, he put us through something that we had never seen before. Brian Champon led thugs. They went to Ayawaso, they shot Ghanaians. We are talking about Baumia being the head of the Security Council. They went into an election. They opened fire on Ghanaians. 8 people were shot. Kennedy Japan sat on TV, put somebody's son on TV. That person was taken out. We are talking about people with tendencies of ending lives of people through any means. MPP, you must show. Because if you don't take care and you hand over power to the MPP, the probability is there. The probability of us going through the cycle Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo put us through, it's 1,000%. Because these are the same people telling us that they need Delta Force back. What do they need Delta Force for? They need Delta Force back to do that same thing they did. Inti, sa trauma de Akufo-Addo de ekomu no. Sa we Ghana ni awadwini ye adwuma pa, OTMPP also yem show. Your mind needs to go back quickly. He has let something in our head that is tormenting us. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC, they are doing everything to psych us. Right now, this government has become like a rehab. The government is doing its best to bring us back to who we were, to start to think as Ghanaians, to start to believe in the system. John Mahama and the NDC, their governance style is like a rehab. We are there. We are trying to believe system again. We are trying to be Ghanaians again. We are trying to be patriotic again. We are trying to believe a leadership. Because it is not easy. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo took everything from us. The NPP took everything from us. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, look at the nonsense Samira was doing when she was second lady. Obunko for Dangu Accra. A mere second lady with no resume. Obunko for Dangu, midnight, Obu Dangu, all because Nikunu a vice president. This is a trauma people have gone through. And don't think, say, these things, they just leave easily. They don't. These are things that stays with us. The same way, into people like this, we are not supposed to treat them the way we are treating them, especially when we tell the people we want to reset. When we want to reset, you sometimes need to be radical. You get it? Sometimes we have to be radical to be able to reset a nation. Because you see, if you don't use that kind of thing sometimes, you will still be doing the same thing that people are used to. Now, my man Adebi. Thank you, Mr. S. Let me read this to you. The reason why we need to leave a message that the young ones will not forget. You see this? When you read, Ghana effectively stopped using firing squad execution in the early 1990s, though the last widely known execution by firing squad occurred in 1979 under the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council. That is led by J.J. Rawlings. Now, historical context. In June 1979, 8 senior military officers, including former heads of state, were executed by firing squad for corruption and abuse of office. The practice continued sporadically into early 1980. The practice continued sporadically into the early 1980s. But no execution have been carried out in Ghana since 1993, despite the death penalty remaining on the books. It is a study during the coups, time a CSN firing squad you saw it was very difficult for some people to do some things the way they used to do. It is something that they left. It is something that told us that we are not supposed to go back there again. It is a study your history. I will do this pointer. Ghanaians don't want to find themselves in a place they be a more margin. And when J.J. Rawlings moved Ghana from a military state into a democratic state, it was still difficult for us to believe it. It took us some time to believe, say, okay, J.J. Rawlings, no a military leader. Sesiano was democratically 1992. Yan Tuaba still not difficult for us. Why? Because something was left. Kotoka, Frifa, all those schools that came, and a champion, ABC Rawlings, it was still in the heads of people. So even in 1992, when we became a democratic state, we were still scared because there was something we have gone through. It when Rawlings came in 1992 and started making sure democracy basically takes over. It took us some time to get used to democracy. Now those people who were sitting on the sidelines, Omudi Rawlings at time Kofuomone Omamakano, ask them, say Kenya democracy and Kenya then a Kofobe winning elections in Ghana. If those people who were making noise say J.J. Rawlings, no a military leader, then a J.J. Rawlings edit democracy ba, na then a Wokufo to be the president. If it wasn't because of democracy, and Wokufo and MPP, you would have never gotten power. But it was because of democracy. So you see those people who always chastise J.J. Rawlings, who are always talking about 1979 coup and 1960. Those people, at the end of the day, it was through that and the Obubenya president D. So when Kufuor gets the opportunity, when the NPP people get the opportunity, and they start to talk about 1979, it is through the experience we had. And it's when J.J. Rawlings was speaking at the rally, or say, we need to make sure our experience in the past, it should encourage us to protect what we have today. It is out here the statement where he was telling you what we have gone through before. It should always send a message to us and protect our current democracy. The democracy we are enjoying, it is not just on a silver platter. It did not just come. It was something we did. We had to fight for it. We had to go through hell. And we always have to make that guide us into this democracy needs to be protected. And into the Kufuor and the MP before them, they came and they wanted to take us back there. We had to come together in 2024 to vote them out because something in the back of our head, something that we recorded in history, it was guiding us to understand that we cannot allow a Kufuor and the MPP turn our democracy into a tyranny, kill us, and make it look like democracy.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir, the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
Basically, he was telling Ghanaians, he was telling his comrades, we can't forget our past because it is our past that is shaping our future today. The democracy we were enjoying, we are enjoying it today because every time we think about our past, we never want to go back there. That is why today we need to understand. Sa MPP for no mudidi atembebre eka say na PNDC for NDC for. If J.J. Rawlings had not brought a democracy through a day, making sure we voted in 1992, Anka J.A. Kufuor and the MPP become the president of Ghana. No. So it means the NDC basically understood what democracy meant or means. And then Rawlings about power now after 8 years, he stepped away. Anka Rawlings believe and as NDC believe in democracy. Anka Rawlings be the power no as a democratically elected leader no. Anka he will still make sure the NDC stays in power for 42 years, but the world will see Ghana as a democratic state. But because he believed that our past should shape our future, he basically stepped away and said, "Mon kwasiafo ya na motitin kwanche etiti abrochire eya snatches. Money eya de abrofo no ye adwumatia no. You people too should lead." That is why the NPP got power. And we gave them power twice. Right now, between the NDC and MPP, from 1992, Obiara ruling Ghana 16 years. Now do your comparison and see. Every time you give power to these monkeys, calling themselves the NPP, you see the way they mishandle you people. They mishandle every single sector of the economy. They break it a family and friends thing. They disrespect chiefs. They disrespect the country, the constitution. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, J.A. Akufo did worse. Kufuor was lucky because social media wasn't there. We didn't have access to the information. But when Kufuor was president, we were not kids. We saw all that happened in Ghana. So we cannot sit and let it look like Sankofuwe are people we can trust and rely on. No. These 5 people who want to be flag bearers of the NPP, who can rise up and say that, you know something, I am different from these people who killed 8 Ghanaians in 2020. Who can stand up and say that? They are all part of the killers in the 2020 elections. They were all part of it. The 2020 murders, the 2020 election killings, the NPP leadership led these killings. Bawumia was on the police council. Kennedy Agyapong was the head of NPP campaign finances. He was part of it. He nodded because he never spoke against it. Brian Achampong was part of security. He was part of it. He helped them. We are talking about Kentry, a prominent member of the NPP government, a minister. He never spoke up. Kobene Agyapong introduced Bawumia, Kennedy, Nana for us to vote for them again. Kobene Agyapong never came out to say he's against the killings in 2020 elections. These are people who orchestrated the killings of people in Ghana, citizens, all because of power. What makes them different? Again, we are different. We need to protect our democracy. It is very important and very vital. Moving forward, we need to make sure we stop these devils, this disease of human beings. We need to keep them away from power. The NDC as a political party will make mistakes. Yes. They will offend their own grassroots. Yes, they might not get some things right. Yes, but it is always important to protect the democracy of this nation. Because the moment you hand over power to these crackheads, they will take you back to what J.J. Rawlings was telling you. The NPP is against democracy. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we are still in that trauma. The NDC government is like a rehab for Ghanaians. We are now trying to get out of the trauma. And say to me, the 4 years every trauma we should not. We should dare not make that mistake to take the country back. 42 years is enough for us to grow out of this trauma. Let's keep these people in power for 42 years. It is very important, very vital. We need to protect it. Now, answer my point. I've seen this statement making rounds. I don't. This is the ECG one. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, Asamoah Boateng, I can't see me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Boabia Asamoah. And this might be my last topic of the day. We have done 3 hours, 3 hours, 19 minutes. NPP has allowed a foreigner who is NDC, Bawumia, to be imposed on them. Go ask his wife Samira if she has an NPP card. Yao Boabia Asamoah, interim general secretary, United Party. Boabia Asamoah is a general secretary of the NPP for a long time. Boabia Asamoah say, "Omo nyansafo na no mo NPP mu na omo hu say NPP ye wudi for party. NPP a party a yentumi for Ghana democracy ensure munsa. Na omo ankasa omo nkwa, omo pese omo bo omo nkwa, omo baya, omo tie omo hu free NPP no. O say, ye na yeti NPP mo. Boabia Asamoah na o NPP mu ansa na Bawumia eba. Alankoye Chiramante na o NPP mu ansa na Bawumia eba. Majority of the people who are with UP are a free NPP mu ba ya no mate omo no. 90% of them no more NPP mu ansa na Bawumia na yereba. Boabia Asamoah say, and the party na si wono. Party for na yedi omo te yedi omo furu mate party na yi omo si nchen. Ena sebio yakofa amanfrafo a party card kro mu ndibi. Samira Bawumia ne party card wen. Samira Bawumia oni constituency bi obetuma ka say me committee wa have 4 times but MPP fo agiminti. And ye pese ye de party no ema Bawumia ne papa ye NDC ni the first wife maame NDC ni Mahamudu Bawumia ono ankasa ne papa tete ne wo NDC mu no ye pese ye force ne de party ni ma NDC ni Bawumia na ne yire sebi ne yire fulani on free Ghana na oni party card no ye tam party no e de ma ne yire no efri say nipa omudi party nanim no eye ewudie sikadie ene ebu a omumbu Ghana 49 ne omo pese omo force the party no ehye Bawumia ene ne yire a oni party card nsa. It is true. Constituency ben na wo Ghana omo betuma ba bontina beka say 1992 1994 1996 ni ane Bawumia yani Samira the meeting ejuma oma ye these are no constituency in Ghana. These are pure foreign breeds in the NPP. And not just foreign breeds, keke. Mahamudu Bawumia's father, he worked for the NDC. In fact, J.J. Rawlings gave him his first political appointment. He's an in and out NPP, NDC. Mahamudu Bawumia himself, he lived with the NDC for a long time. It is out of greed. And who say NPP for the Jimmy, don't want to go school. It is Obanoka say or a doctor, Jimmy. That is why, because in the NDC, you cannot just come and say me a doctor, me an economist, now you are say vice president. Does not work like that. Into Osha two parties, no. Or who said the papa brother papa breye and sell on your position because his father had to work from the ground. His father had to prove himself before he was given a position in the NDC. He knew that he did not have that mental capability to do that. And that as slimy and slicky as he is, no, when he looks at the foolish masses, that is the NPP grassroots and the MPP, they are so dumb to the point you need to come with a name called doctor, lawyer, economist. The moment they hear that, because 90% of MPP for can go school in almost best GSS, they fall for titles. Into Bawumia looked at them and said, the foolish masses are the people I want to use. And I call MPP. Samira Bawumia today, she cannot say, this is my constituency. So Samira Bawumia is an in and out foreigner. What is wrong when somebody is a foreigner and Wabetina Ghana? So if Samira is a foreigner, can't we say he's a foreigner? And then Abuabia somewhere catch them no. Almost Samira Bawumia Krampono only party card. Into the party you people, Mudi Achireno, Mudi Amanfrafwa, Sebio, party Kromuni baby a teaching free. And because Modudona Mudi party Jiminti, you are falling for this nonsense. And the video be. Na Nana Jantwa, Miaminipa, na Oye Jandambi. And you see, that these are some of the things I keep saying. I say I maintain that say Bawumia edidi obi atem da. Maintain that say Kobne Japan we did obi atem da. Maintain that say Brandon Champon you knew where he was going. All that he was trying to do in the say yenya campaign tia Kennedy Japan. Me I don't care about Kennedy Japan. I don't care about Bawumia. Party nanka so Jimmy. Nobody is intelligent enough to lead Ghana. But you see, that is the thing you do. Bawumia empowering people to destroy the party in the name say Bawumia say on it ondi obiatem from the noom. But everybody who is supporting Bawumia is on platforms insulting opponent. Bawumia yeka obia odiatem of politics mu pa Mahamudu Bawumia. Yepe obia odiatem wo MPP mu. Obia odiatem Bawumia. Because every single person odi Bawumia chibia insults. Every single person. Enti Bawumia esuma ni ntwamoa no na omuko di atem a na nipa na ebedi na atem no or respond pe. Yes Bawumia de oni atem na abronye DC campaign o yama aponche. Eche mo person ka chense Bawumia nya nipa o ya aponche na de abronye mo ka favor no enyo ono na ekọ no na ekọ aponche bi unless you want to tell me. Unless you want to tell me the people who sit on TikTok, his people following him on Facebook, they are not speaking in Bawumia's favor. Bawumia is the most diabolic politician Ghana enya. It will probably a dear temper of politics more Ghana Bawumia. Because Bawumia is against insulter. Why is it that the people who are following Bawumia and have made it official that they follow Bawumia, no? Why hasn't Bawumia himself? Why hasn't he been able to publicly say, you are bronye, who nipa we, dia mo kan munjai, because Bawumia is the enabler. It is unquestioned jandam na yana mo yeno, and I pity I name time somebody like Onana Jantua, Wako University, also consider the engineering. You don't fall for such dirty, petty politics. Canada Japan diatama, all that he needs is fair elections. Everybody goes into an election with a strategy. But the idea of somebody trying to skew the process to favor somebody, that is what I don't like. Kennedy onim nyanso be to be president, the same as Bawumia. Kennedy is as foolish as Bawumia. Bawumia is as foolish like Kennedy. Brandi Champo onim nyansa nchen Bawumia, and Bawumia nim nyansa nchen Brandi Champo. Kennedy nim nyansa nchen Brandi Champo. Omo ye ejimi for. But what the party needs is you people have to show some maturity. Say, yeah, election e mudaho. That is what when we sit here, we need to preach. Because say a journalist near to na ya adwin say bia adamdie bia yakwaje nipa bia yetano, we are going to skew inkophobia adwene wa santimemu emomatan a particular candidate na nipa we there because the nipa ma misika bi me panasem ana bibinti menkasenti obia, then you are being stupid because open nipa omudi Bawumia che omudi atempa. Bawumia knows all of them. Has he ever stood on any platform to tell them not to do that? Bawumia enables them to do that. I don't support any of these fools from Kennedy to Bawumia to Brandi Champo. I don't support any of these criminals, any of these murderers, any of these imposters and criminals. I don't support any of these fools. But at least I want what we call fair elections to prevail in the MPP. Inti samu tina radio so na moya ma adwene se mo betumi adane nsam aye nipa bi adada nipa bi akeka nsam ato nipa bi so a eno na it comes back to bite you people. Inti moya sa not so face sanko feel bad about what you are doing. They get angry and they attack you people. Most be tired. Your journalism to me stop you. Because you need to be clear in your conscience when you are working. Do not entertain anger, envy. Do not entertain something called hatred towards you. These are five foolish men who are greedy, who stole from us, who still want to lead the party. You as a journalist, let the people understand that you need a free and fair election in the MPP. Actually, when Jimmy Nobakacha said Bawumia does not insult. I was about Bawumia Bejina Nipemka say, "Oh my, I say was atem." Now Abronye Okasama punching. Abronye Okasama punching. You sit on TV and radio and kwasiade. Mona mama politicians alpha journalists be say moi. Because when they listen to you, they see you people to be weak. They see you people to be people who are not straight, who are not consistent, people they can use as rags. Because why should you sit on TV or radio on your show and say, Bawumia oniatem, Brandi Champo oniatem? Now, how do you reason yourself? How do you reason? And it's not personal. I want you to reason to the point where you don't call for some unnecessary hate for yourself. Who are you campaigning for? What do you get when any of these guys win? You get nothing. We are campaign more 2013, 14, 15, 16 about power. What did you get? Nothing. So what stops you from being neutral and telling the truth? Bawumia na say MPP politics. Let us get this right. Samira Bawumia in 2015-16. Ojina platform no odi Lordina Mahama tem na odi John Mahama tem san kwasiafo na moso Ghana ana murefi. Samira Bawumia ni kunu Bawumia. They stood on different platforms. Samira Bawumia and Tososo to me the Mahama tem. Nobody said anything. At 10 years about politics, when Bawumia na hearing the buy. Ghana politics at 10 years, and Bawumia na hearing the buy. Somebody is incompetent. Somebody is and Sankwasiafo me the buy. So why can't we be honest to tell them in their faces, say, Sir Jimmy, when I'm introducing to Ghana politics, and then I'm a bedruha because Samira wouldn't know. Obi do what time about ya. So why do you think, say, when you say something against someone, Sanipa needs to respond? It is not all about you speaking. It's about the people behind you. It's about your support. At a point, when I was telling Ghanaians, say, you should vote Ekufuado NPP out, you people were saying, say, Kevin Taylor Kasa, Emani favor NDC to Kasama John Mahama. Why today you people cannot tell Bawumia, say, or in his favor, and Kwasiafoma? At a point, when I was telling Ghanaians, there's so much corruption. This is the scandal. These are the documents. Vote against the MPP and bring the NDC. You people from Party Penifo Ahem from Kwasiafo Asofo say Kevin Taylor is speaking for John Mahama. Chairman would to me Kwasia and show amway. Original radio so TV can say I and a Kevin Taylor Kasama Mahama. But nobody has ever seen me officially write anything for Mahama, say anything for Mahama. But as far as I'm speaking, and I was going in favor of the NDC, which Mahama was the leader, I saw from Kwasiafo say Kevin Taylor Mahama. Now then I brought you the Okasa, na odi Kennedy atem, odi Brandi Champo atem, odi obi atem and Kwasiafo muntu min kanche nse Bawumia na ehye Kwato de ne bodwe nwan. You people sit and you destroy Ghana's democracy. Obi na enkoya na munkoka. Someone na wani ebo mutimutu a. Mamu blame obia because you call these things for yourselves. Jimino, you see, it is Bawumia and Yiri na say Ghana politics. It was very decent. People were throwing low jobs. People were being diplomatic. But Sa Bawumia way about politics no. Sa Mahamudu way about politics no. And or started in the Jimmy Kasadebaye or none started the attempt. And the people behind him today are doing it. It's Mutina Radio Swa. Be reasonable enough. Be reasonable enough. Aden, we need power MPP at today, we need power NDC at today. As I sit here, I don't fucking care about anybody. Let the people know the truth. In 42 years, I will never speak in favor of the MPP. I am telling you today, I will never. If Mahama, NDC, today, Egua, I am done. Because, you know, I don't believe in the principles of the MPP. I would rather go and support Alan Chemanting. So, as I sit here, my job here is to make sure Ghanaians know the truth. MPP, Kennedy Japon, Brian the Champon, Kwasiafo, nobody can lead Ghana. None of these twerps. Kwasiafo, when you know, built me lead Ghana. So why should I sit here and make it look like when they say, tell them the truth. What actually took them to opposition? Let them know. And the truth is that the NPP became unattractive from 2016 when Mahamudu Bawumia and Yere inculcated what we call indirect insult in our politics. They started it and Kufuor backed it. Now than Kufuor, no Fred, Professor Mills, Professor do nothing, then do little. Kufuor then sat behind and they were happy. Now you have groomed Bawumia who led this party into office with insult. Who is intelligent among the 5 or 6? Who is intelligent? I'm done. We'll continue tomorrow. Ochina Friday. When it's Friday, it's mixed bag day. My name is Kevin Kobe Rutela. Ochina yebejum abuache gigim.
Yo, we are best fishermen. No answer mine. Abuache. It was for Belgium fan. It was better Belgium fan. It was two Belgium fan. Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Super why round what? It was for Belgium fan. It was better Belgium fan. It was two Belgium fan. It was Belgium fan. Why you're here? Why round what? 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 Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? I want it. Original. Where you mind,